Good evening. I'm well, Joe. How are you? Thank you for asking. How's everybody doing out there? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, IDB. Damn, I don't have an ashtray. Mommy, can I get your ashtray? No. I didn't bring an ashtray, but my ladies have one. I said, no. Thank you, babe. Hey, I'm well. Okay, well, prepare yourself. welcome, everyone that's new, that's coming. I take questions. I'm Lanita Designs by L. White. For those, I miss you, IDB. I want to see you. We're going to have a drumming soon. I'm going to let you know when we set it up. It's going to be in Brooklyn, so it's going to be closer to where you are. So I'll let you know when it comes up. IDB. Yeah. I'm going to post my Cash App for anybody who wants a reading for themselves. It's a donation-based Cash App. It's up. I'm going to pin it. For those who want it, if you do it, just let me know here that you paid, put in the Cash App so that I can, I know you drive, girl, so that I can get to your question. I'm going to do like 5 at a time. Once I clear the 5, then I'll take another 5 if that's how it's going to roll. I don't know how y'all working tonight. I don't know how they working tonight. We'll see what's what, right? I took some questions. I got some answers. I just want to give people a little bit of time to get in here because y'all know I come in and I go out. So what we do here is we get to the root of the problems. This is not your old quick read about some nonsense. If it's something that goes deeper than that, I'm going to hit that. I'm not going to hit the surface of it. We're going to get to the root of it so that we can figure out why these things are happening in our lives and we need to fix them. This is a information page. I give information. I expect you to take your notes. I expect you to apply the things that you hear me say to your lives. Pick out what works for you. Everything is not for everybody, but we have to pick out the parts that work for us to get us moving in our spiritual journeys and our spiritual walks, okay? I've gotten questions a lot about relationships, so I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit that hard, okay? I want to start with the basics, right? Nature basics. You have got to learn to work with nature if you are going to be working with spirit, okay? The elements, fire, air, water, earth. We always use these elements in our practices, right? We use these water and light, fire, right? Water, incense, air, earth, plants, herbs, all of the things, food, fruit, vegetables, the things that heal and nurture our bodies come from the earth, right? We have to learn how to work with these substances, these energies, these items. It helps us to understand and to work closer and just a little bit clearer with spirit. We understand that spirit has a way of manipulating things, right? Energy. Everything is energy. Everything that you do sets off an energy, good, bad, or indifferent. So we must be very careful on the type of energy that we're sending out into the universe and expecting the best things back, right? Someone asked me, what can I buy for my ancestors to show my love for them? Spirit is not money, right? I say it all the time that the currency of the universe is energy. It is your energy that they want. It is your relationship with them that they want. It is your time that you take to get to know who they are is what they want. It is the remembrance of their stories and passing them down, which is what they want. Oh, good, Joey. Thank you so much. Get that hair oil. Listen, I sell an Ayurvedic hair oil, an Ayurvedic flourish. It's an ancient Indian recipe that I use that it gets the blood vessels activated and flowing again to have the hair follicles active and healthy again. So that's in my Etsy shop. um, excuse me, to show your love for them. We're talking about the ancestors and the things that you can do for them. Now, you have got to know your ancestors to know what kind of things it is that they liked, right? You can't just go by what everybody else does. There are some basics, right? What are some of the basics? The basics are you always give them a candle, white light. You always give them water, conduit. You always give them some kinds of an alcohol, rum, gin, hooch, corn, whatever it is that they drank, that's what you give them. Cigar smoke, chewing snuff, cigarettes, weed, whatever it is that the ancestors like, that's what you give them. Occasionally you can put flowers there for them. I saw some place where someone said that basically you needed to have a plant. Well, let's make it make sense. If your ancestral space is in a place where direct sunlight doesn't hit, that plant is not going to survive, right? So we don't put plants in a place that we know that they're not going to live. If my ancestral spot does not get direct sunlight and I have a plant there, that plant is going to die. That is common sense. You all will put a plant there and think, oh, it died, something's going on. No, it just doesn't have direct sunlight, and everybody knows that plants need direct sunlight for the most part to thrive and to live. So be mindful if you're deciding to put a plant near your ancestral altar and it dies and you have no direct sunlight. Nothing happened in your house. You don't have direct sunlight. That's why the plant died, right? You can. Some people are told to put alumbre in, if you have a boveda, to put a little bit in the boveda glass to heighten your connection with your spirit guides. So yes, that is one of the things that is done. Everybody does not need to do that. You know, if you've been told and if that's something that you think will help you, then by all means try it. That's not something that can harm you, as long as you have all of your protections in place, right? We don't start calling on higher connections until we know that our ancestors are guarding our gates, our spiritual court, are just that, our spiritual court. We didn't go and pick out what we thought was for us. We know that what we're calling to is actually calling to us, and that this is part of our team, right? This is part of the group of spirits that have said, I come to work with this particular energy, this particular being, this particular person in this life, in this walk. So once you do that, yes, you can add alumbre, alum, to your boveda in one of the glasses in order to get a higher connection from the energies through your boveda. Right. So, someone asked me about spiritual baths and rinsing off. When we take spiritual baths, we don't clean off. The spiritual bath cleanses us, right? We don't clean off. The most we'll do is if we have, if it's like for instance, when I make my own spiritual baths at home, I take the herbs out of the water so that the herbs are not going over my body, right? Unless I'm doing like particular baths that require the herbs to stay in or flowers to remain in it, we don't wash off our spiritual baths. We air dry, we pat dry, and then we go somewhere and sit down. That's how we do our spiritual baths. Someone asked me the same question about rinsing your head. The only time you need to rinse your head after you've spiritually cleansed your head is if you've used egg whites in the spiritual head cleansing, because the egg white will remain in your hair. So you can use fresh cold water to run that out, get a fresh cold white towel or wash rag and clean that out, and then you keep it pushing. You don't shampoo it after, you don't condition it after. Everything should be drying for you, okay? So if you're doing a regular spiritual bath or regular head cleansing that does not have the egg whites in it, and it's just straight up herb water, cascarillo or efun in there, and you're pouring it from your head, because you can pour your baths from your head depending on what's in the bath. That was another question. Do you pour it from your head down? It depends on what's in the bath. So you be mindful of the harsher items that you're putting in your baths as to whether this is something that should go over my head. For instance, if it's a thorny herb, it's an herb that comes with thorns, that's not one of the things that we put on our heads. In the exception of red roses or white roses. Those, we know roses have thorns, but that's a sweet flower. And those flowers are used for love and protection and all kinds of different things. So roses are fine to put over your head. I've taken plenty of head washes with roses in it, but for the most part, there is certain herbs that have very sharp thorns. Those things are not really great for your head unless you have something going on and you've been told that this is the herb that you must use to cleanse your head. That means you need a strong head cleansing, okay? So, again, spiritual cleansing baths we don't wash off. There's water in it. If you feel that it is too much, you take the herbs out before, you strain it, and then you pour from there. Okay? Air dry, pat dry, go sit down somewhere. Right? Someone asked me, how do you pray? I've gotten that a lot, and it confuses me as to what do you guys consider prayer? What are you asking for? What do you want in your life? There is no right or wrong way to pray. Let me say that again. There is no right and wrong way to pray, especially when you're dealing with your bloodline and your ancestors. If you are not in some type of a traditional spiritual system, you go off your heart. You go off the cuff. You use books. I show you guys all the time on my page. In my highlights, I have books listed there. This is one of the main books we use when we're doing misas. There's all types of spiritual prayers in here, okay? This is another book that we use that has all types of spiritual prayers in here. There are a gazillion books that you can buy online that have spiritual prayers. You can pray from the Bible. This is on how did your people pray? What did they use? Did they go off of the cuff? Did they speak from the heart? All of these things should be incorporated in the prayer that you give to the energies that you are communicating with. All ways of prayer are acceptable. There is no right and there is no wrong way to pray. But it's an authentic prayer. It is not just an asking for monetary things. That's not a prayer, right? This is you asking for something. Prayer is, I ask for guidance. I ask for clarity of mind, spirit, and thought, intention, clarity of my words, clarity in my moves, clarity in my life. I'm going to try, my love. Assalamu alaikum. So you must be clear in what it is that you're ringing off to the universe. Prayer is not only in what it is that comes from here, it is in your actions and how you live your life and what you do. That is a praise within itself if you're living righteously. And you know what righteous means. I don't have to explain what righteous means. You know right from wrong and good from bad, and when your energy should be different. Right? We do what we have to do to change our energies, because if we are the source and everything that vibrates around us is going to respond to the energy that we're sending out, then I'm sending out a good vibration all day, every day. What are spiritual uses for tobacco? Well, it depends on who you are using the tobacco for. There are plenty of spiritual uses for tobacco. You use it's a scent, right? So we know that the 6 senses are what is activated and what spirit has the ability to manipulate and to utilize. 6 senses, right? If you're dealing in your I don't want to say aboriginal. If you're dealing with the original people on this land, right? They called them Indians. They called them, we called them natives to this land. I can't think right now. I'm blanking out. They use smoke in different aspects. So we take different baths and cleansings. Tobacco is one of the things that we use for that. If we're doing certain ceremonies and services, we smoke the air because it puts a cover over what it is that we're doing. Straight up. That's what it does, right? So certain ceremonies and certain situations and certain energies want smoke, right? They want you to cover what we're doing. Everything under the illusion, underneath what nobody's to see what we're doing. There are a lot of prying eyes, even spiritually, when you're doing things. And if you don't have Fort Knox set up where no one can see into what you're doing, the smoke helps to cover it, right? Smoke also will act as the air element, because smoke must go through the air in order for it to rise, right? You need the air for the smoke to rise. So there are different parts in charging items and calling in the forces of nature. When we are purifying things, we use fire, air, water, and earth. Right? So we can't capture air, so we'll use something that blows a smoke, right? So we'll use a cigar or tobacco, we'll use incense, we'll use any of those things, something where smoke is risen, to act as the element of air. Those are just some of the things, that the uses that cigars, indigenous, thank you, Vein House, cigars are used for. Just some of the things. Some people can read cigars. Some people use the cigars to call in their energies. There are certain cigars, like the longer cigars, if you have Madamas, they like those long cigars. But some of them who smoke cigarettes prefer something with the menthy, mentholy, something kind of taste. You got to know your energies to know what you're using to pull in on their energy, to attract them, to give them this, because spirit can smell. So you want them to smell the things of a remembrance of what they used to love, in order to bring them closer to you, in order to communicate with them, in order for them to start guiding you a little bit closer, so that you can understand the guidance that they're trying to give you, because they're always trying to give you some form of guidance, right? So prayer authentically from the heart, off the dome, right? Books, Bibles, whatever. There's no wrong way to pray as long as you're doing it from the right places, right? You guys can't. Y'all overcomplicate things a lot. Stop overcomplicating basic stuff, right? Building a relationship with any of your spiritual guides, any of your ancestors, takes time, takes patience, and it takes the sheer desire to be part of them, to have them be part of you, and to have a communication and a relationship based on respect. I'm going to say this one time. I've encountered one too many people that get into situations that feel that they can go and be angry and talk any kind of way to their ancestors and their spirit guides. You're wildin'. If you don't understand respect in dealing with your dead, your guides, the energies that don't gotta mess with you, that don't have to deal with you, I don't care how you feel in that moment. There has never been a moment in time or space that I thought, under this God's green earth, that I'm gonna go over to my ancestors and scream and or yell and or raise my voice at them in any way, shape, or form, and think that my house will not be flipped upside down, me with it. Who the hell do I think I am? My spirit guides will all the way turn up on me and then walk away until they feel like I have kissed their ass enough and amended myself for the way that I thought that I could talk and or act where they're concerned. There is a level of respect that you guys have got to learn in life in general. And if you don't know it in life, God damn it, you're going to know it when you're talking and dealing with your ancestors and your spirit guides. Absolutely bugging. I can be as angry at whoever. Do you think for a moment that I'm going to go to my ancestors and start screaming, telling them anything? Are you out your mind? I better aim that anger in the right direction. And it better not be when I'm communicating with them, to them, about something I think that they should be doing. I don't know what they doing behind the scenes. I better go over there and ask some questions and humble myself. I wish I would. My grandmother was that grandmother, be like, go in the back and pick your switch. What switch? The switch that I'm going to bust your ass with. Go back there and pick it yourself. And if I have to get up and go and pick it myself, you're in trouble. I've heard people Young lady used to call Saint Michael straight up just Michael. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? She said it in front of my mother. My mother lit her up. Lit her up. And I was like, that's what you get. You are not on their level. Michael is your friend. Saint Michael is an archangel. You're not on his level to be calling him Michael. If they wanted you to call him Michael, it wouldn't have a saint in front of his name. His name is Saint Michael when you're referencing him. Y'all have got to learn respect when dealing with these energies. If you don't know respect in life, you're going to have to learn it when dealing with these energies. The higher, elevated, more... Arisha, they're not talking to you until you learn respect. You can't run up on Orisha and hug them. Are you dumb? If somebody's mounted with spirit, there are rules and regulations. There is a way that you greet spirit, and you better be flat down on your stomach laying on the floor. That's called a dobale, prostrate. It is a sign of respect. When they tap your back, that's when you're allowed to get up off the floor and stand there and shut up until they address you. There is a way to do things. You cannot just come into this doing what you want, how you want. Respect begets respect, and it all starts there. Everything that you get back from spirit starts with how you respect and deal with them. If you have no self-respect, that's a problem too. I'm going to need y'all to get it together. I'm going to need y'all to learn about what y'all are doing and stop watching people do the most. Don't do the most. Don't overcomplicate things. There is a level of respect that you guys have got to learn when dealing with these energies. Michael is nobody but your friend. Saint Michael is somebody else. I don't know Martha, but I know Saint Martha. Okay? Watch your mouths. Watch your respect levels. Nobody's going to give you nothing if they don't feel like you've given them respect. Because for the most part, that's all they ask for from you is attention, energy, and your respect. Once you give them that, because they're not going to respect you until you give it up. Quid pro quo. Everything earned, nothing given. You don't get from giving nothing. You get from giving what you have to give. And even what you don't think you have to give. That's how you get back. The abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset. Seeing opportunities and taking action versus dwelling on your obstacles. Y'all like to dwell too much on your obstacles. Okay, but what can I do? That's the attitude you have to win at life, on this earth, in this existence. Now, shit happens. My godpapa say that shit all the time. Sometimes, baby, shit just happens. You cannot get the rain without the clouds that produce the rains. You cannot get fruit without all of that, because it takes all of that for rainwater to feed the fruit, for the seeds that you've planted, for what to grow, to be harvested later. This is a process, my loves. This is a process and a procedure, and this is when I go back to understanding nature, for you to understand how spirit works, how your spiritual walk is going to work. You got to first understand nature in order to understand how all of this is going to come to play in your walk. It makes it easier for you to be able to look at something like nature to say, okay, I get it. I get it. If work is involved and I must reap what I harvested, then I know that I got to go get the seeds. I got to plant the seeds. I got to know all of these things in order for me to be able to at some point harvest what I've planted. It's a process. Be easy with yourselves. One foot in front of the other, one at a time. But do not, by all means, and I repeat this, do not get caught up in the outside of what has transpired and suck down into that instead of going into, okay, what can I do? They told me to keep my head down for now. I'm going to keep my head down. In the meantime, while I'm keeping my head down and while I'm focusing on myself, what am I doing today? Well, today, I'm going to make sure that I took my baths for the month, or I got scheduled to take baths to make sure that my energy is at least clean and clear. Have I tried anything? Have I invested myself into anything time-wise to see what my talents and my gifts are? to see where is it that I can get out an outside income, to see if I have anything that I can offer that I never even thought that I could probably offer this to the community at some point. But I must first harness and hone in on my gifts to see how do I make this work for me in the future. Abundance mindset. I know that in the past, when I've tried X, Y, and Z, I've been left so broken and this, that, and the third. I know this time around, I've gone a little bit further with my spiritual walk. And I know that where I was broken before, now I'm just a little messed up. I ain't broken like I was before. I'm just a little bit messed up. I see progression with that. You guys will see, it's just still fucked up. No, you could speed back to where you were back then. You're not as broken down as you were back then. Take that as a blessing and a lesson to say, I've come a little bit further. Pat yourself on the back and now figure out what else you got to put in your basket to make you go just a little bit further. Step by step. None of this happens overnight. You're not going to get... You can't do anything overnight that lasts. Nothing. So don't expect your spiritual nothing overnight and think it's going to last. Everything that is worth it takes work, time, and effort. Everything. This is no different. Please believe that. I had a young lady that I did a reading for the other day, and she was supposed to get some herbs and stuff to make the spiritual baths. She got some of the stuff, but some of the stuff wasn't right. So she hit me up and she said, you know what, I didn't get the stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and make these baths because I don't want this stuff to go to waste. I said, good. That's what I want to hear. This is the type of stuff that I like to hear. You can't sit in doing nothing because one thing didn't go according to what you thought it was supposed to be. She got everything else she was supposed to do, and she was smart enough, her Ori stood up enough, she did all the other things that I told her enough for her to connect with her own spirit to say, I got enough to work with what I got, I'm going to do this. You need it, do it. Don't sit on everything because you miss one herb. Don't make sense. That's overcomplicating it. I don't care if you have nothing and you say, oh my God, I'm feeling so crazy, I need to clean. I don't got nothing in the house. Do you have some form of milk? I don't care whose milk it is. Pick a milk. Do you have cascarilla or effun? Yes. And you have running water? Damn it, you better put those three things in a bucket, a bottle, a can, a jar, a bowl. Pray over it and go and dump it over your body and call for cleansing and pray for that, right? That is to hold you over until the next day when you can get out and get some herbs. We use what we got when we have nothing else. Our ancestors were not rich. Our ancestors did not have all of these fancy things to cleanse themselves. They used what they had. That's what comes from white baths and them soaking rice in water, and then you get the white rice water. That was what they had. Damn it, that was what they used. Don't overcomplicate it. If you can't get all the fancy herbs, so what? So what? Use what you got. If all you got is cascarilla or effun, you still got water. Put that bitch in that water and get to praying over it. You clean yourself with that. It will do all that it can do with your energy in the right frequency, praying for goodness, bringing off a cry for help. The universe will answer you. Who's the universe? Your ancestors, your spirit guides, all of them. Take the time to learn about common herbs. We usually have the basics around. Yes, come on. The supermarkets, the Chinese fruit stands, all of that. Everybody got basil. Everybody got mint. Everybody got all that basics. Everybody got some cinnamon. Everybody got a form of milk. If you can't get nothing else, you got those. Right? We use what we got to do what we need to do. We don't sit on our hands and let life dictate what it is that we can do for self. We have got to use our Oris, guys, right? In order to connect. Come on, your kitchen has all of the basics. All of the basics. You got tea bags you could bust open. How about that? What's in the tea bag? Herbs. Y'all ain't thinking. Bust some tea bags wide open. You feeling anxious? You don't know what to do? Everybody keep chamomile tea. Put that bitch in the tub and go sit in it. Go calm yourself. Go put it in the bottle, shake it up, make a tea, cook it, whatever. Pour it over your body. Calm yourself. Basics work all the time. Stop making it into something more than what it needs to be, because you see everybody online with all these pretty, grandiose, all of that. That's not how we work. Come on, that's right. Tea bags, and I bet you it works, honey. It works. It works. We use this to take care of what we have to take care of. So there is never a, I can't clean myself. I can't clean my house. Spirit don't care how basic it is, as long as you're doing something, as long as you're trying. Remember, the currency is your energy. The energy behind you is what comes through and sweeps all that shit up. I'll be getting certain types of cleansings, and you know how, and it'll be somebody else doing the cleansing depending on what system I'm using or not. And there's a language, that a specific tongue that only my bloodline I've ever heard give that tongue. So they're doing the cleansing, and I hear the tongue off in the distance, which means, and it's coming close, I hear them cleaning me. I know I'm not alone. I know that whoever I hired to do whatever, and that I'm paying, and all the people in this whatever, I know that my people is standing right there saying, we got it on the back end, don't you worry about it. Connect your intention, and then you act upon it and go from there. We don't ever sit in life letting life whip us. There's always a way. There's always something that can be done. There's always something to do. And you have to realize that even if your problem is bigger than just this, you are starting the ball of energy to get you to the biggest fix, to get all of your problems cleared off. You gotta start somewhere. Your people, and when I say your people, I mean your energies, your ancestors, your guides, have got to see you moving before they move. If you are the source, you can't just go, gadget car, go. Your car is not gonna move if you don't start it. I don't care if you got an automatic start, push button, keyless entry, voice activated, all of that. You have got to do something in order for your car to move. Same thing with your life. Every aspect of it. If you are not doing anything, your life is not going to move. Please move. Move your asses so that your lives can move. You got to mix it up from time to time. Your herbs. You can't always stick with the same types of herbs. This is why I tell you guys, they're books, right? I have plenty of herb books. I have books that I have got from Cuba. But those are like from Palo, right? I'm a palera, so I got a lot of information from there. And the roots, the stems, the sticks that we crush down and use for powders and all of those types of things. Well, remember, they didn't have money. So if I got something that's going to cleanse and purify with the leaves of it, I'm going to investigate to see, well, what is the what do you call it? Oh, my God. The wood part of it do, the stick, right? If I can grind the stick down and make it into a powder, then I can add this to my candles. I can add this to protection satchels. I can add this to any workings that I may feel that I need to do. And even if I'm not sure, I'm going to put it to the side, label it for myself for later, right? When we're doing these baths, I need everybody to get from the dollar store a notebook. Start writing your recipes down. Write them down and pay attention to how you felt afterwards. Let me tell you something. I did a bath today, baby. Some old lady mounted me while I was in the shower. I heard her voice singing through my mouth, and I was like, and it was one of my ancestors. Because it was the voice, right? It brought me back to when I was a child, living in my mothers in the building, but we were in my grandmother's house. My grandmother, my mother used to live in the same building for a time. It took me back, back to this memory as I'm hearing this voice and she's singing it, but it's coming out of my mouth, and I know damn well I don't sound like this with the voice, and I just said, okay. I wrote down the recipe to the bath that I just took. I went and wrote down the recipe to the bath that I just took real quick because I was started with the bath. They was like, you need a cleansing cycle, and I said, okay. So they said, get this herb. What did they do? It's not always you hear it, right? When I went in and got the herbs, you know, I have the plants, I have all of the herbs growing in my house. So I said, I'm gonna get that herb. I went and got it, and they said, now go look at the paperwork, because I get prayers and stuff that goes along with a lot of the herbs and stuff that I use. And then because of my affiliation with the Babalaos and the Ocha community, I get the incantations and stuff on how to incant the herbs, right? And then I have Osain, right? I'm not just doing wild style stuff. I have Osain in my house. My sister has Orisha Oko in the house. Like, we have these energies in the house. So when we're anointing these herbs and we're doing invocations to the herbs, they tell you, if you don't have this, use this. If you don't have this, use this. If you don't have this, use this. I put all of them bitches in. I was like, I got all of them. So I put them all in one bath. And then I went in the room, and near my bovada, I have shelves of dry herbs. Smacked the dry herb out. It was another one. They was like, no, go put that in there too. It's not by chance that it fell out, because when I looked at it, it could have been another package or something for money. That's not what I was doing. I was doing cleansing and purification. I picked that bitch up and went and put that shit in there too. So it's confirmation that when I mixed it together and went and put it in the bath, this lady comes through. She took off whatever. I don't know what. I don't question what. I know that when my energies come that close in a cleansing purpose in that moment, they got whatever was there. I'm not questioning it. I don't care who sent it. I don't care who did it. I don't care what they thought it was going to do. I know that my people was like, skill, we up. You listened. You gave us the tools, which was a mere bath, a mere prayer, a mere incantation. Some of your ashe and your energy, we got it from here. Fight the ball. They took it. Blind faith, blind trust, trusting. How do you know what lineage and where my ancestors came from? You got to ask them. You got to do your research. You have to eventually have an investigation mass, but you have to try to get as much information on your own as you can. So your ancestors, I don't know if you're from another country where you don't have access to records, but again, I always say the same things. I had to do backwards work, right? And then I need you to go to the eldest member of your family, or the eldest member that is still around that knew your family, and ask some questions. You guys have elders that are still alive that know the answers to these questions, and you guys don't think to go and ask them. You wonder, and the information is just sitting there waiting for you to ask it. How do I know where my ancestors come from? They told me. My family members told me. My grandmothers are still alive. They left us information. Half of them look like they belong on the back of a buffalo nickel. That's first and foremost. Another one, where you get the straight up Indian native boots, the fur, all of that. Everything from the facial features and everything, when I look at them, I'm blessed to have photographs. And I mean old black and white photographs. Like, where y'all, is that a TP in the back? Where are you? Like, what was, somebody talk to me. So I'm blessed with that, because my family has always at least have somebody did something where the ancestors were concerned from the time that I can remember, from the time that I can speak, from the time that I can walk and talk. So it's just easier for my line to connect, because we've kept that connection going on. I'm 45. For the 45 years of my life, there's never been a year that went by that somebody didn't do something in connection with spirit. But you have to sit with them and try to look at the background of the pictures and look at the you got to talk to the elders. You got to talk to the elders. You got to look at their paperwork. You got to do the investigation. You've got to invest yourself to finding out. There be people that you just don't want to talk to, but they give up that information. I hit them people up too, and then I don't got to talk to them no more for like the next whatever. You know what I'm saying? They got information. Go. Who got the old photo albums? There's always somebody that got a box of pictures of photo albums or something. You got to get to those people. Stop dwelling on your obstacles and dwell on, hi Ashley Lisa, and dwell on the what can I do to fix where I'm going. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all better be careful right now. Normally, the time for planting and growing and all of those things is like April, where spring is coming along. I follow the cycles of my turtles. They started shooting out eggs already last week. It's early for us. We usually pop them out around April. I done got 2 eggs already, right? Starting last week. Be mindful, fertility. This is the time. Y'all don't be out here busting it wide and free. Y'all are not in a position to be having to bring no kids into this world right now. Everybody needs some work before we think that this person that we are with should be a parent with us and tied to our children for the rest of their lives. I need y'all to start looking at the people that y'all are sleeping with and dating's family line. Pay attention to the relationship that they have with their families. Pay attention to how they were raised. This is the bloodline that you are inviting into your life forever. Forever. You have a kid, that is part of your life forever. The ancestors that come off the daddy side too. Fellas, the ancestors that come off the mama side too. You're not just dealing with your own ancestors. You have a kid with somebody, guess what? The person had ancestors too. They coming for their baby. I'm Puerto Rican and my great-grandma had indigenous features, so Taino and Spanish from colonization, but I don't know where my African lineage is from. You need a misa or an ancestral divination to ask those questions. You have. I hope that you at least have the names that have the African blood. If you have the names, you can absolutely have one of those types of services done to find out the specific information. If you know who you're talking to, you can ask the ancestors anything. You just got to know who you're talking to get the information. You know, when I do ancestral divinations, I always tell people you have to have at least 2 elevated ancestors that you know of for us to talk to. Because although you got a gang of them, I want to talk to only the ones that are elevated because they know what's good and they're going to tell me the rest of the information. You can't go in there asking, okay, where they from. No, you have to at least think of 2 places. You know what I'm saying? Got to be those types of things are yes or no's. Whether it is with Ifa, whether it is whoever's doing the divination, it's still a yes or no answer that they're going to give you unless it's a Misa. That's a spiritual investigation where the spirits is coming in, talking to the intuitive people that are in the room and giving them as much information as each one of them can pick up on to give you your story, to give you your background, to give you the information that they're serving. That's the only way if you don't know, you know what I mean? So, researching herbs, mixing it up from time to time. Don't always use the same herbs. We look up magical properties of, spiritual properties of herbs. I have to tell you guys, a lot of times people hit me up and they can't find certain herbs. Well, you have to remember that these plants have a scientific name to it. So you guys have got to look it up regularly and then look at the scientific name. That's how you find the seeds. By the scientific name, not by what they call whatever. You know, scientific names is how you find the seeds because that's how they sell them. The people who sell these seeds are not melanated, 90% of them. They do not know the power of the spiritual aspect of what these seeds, herbs, and plants have. Most of these things will flower at some point, so they sell it for the flowering purposes. They have no idea that if it doesn't flower and we use the leaves, that this has a spiritual, magical healing property, a cleansing property. So you look under the scientific name and you'll be able to find anything to plant yourselves. What can we do with Impalo to shut someone up from running their mouth? Why would you go through Palo to get someone to shut up from running their mouth? What is their running? Okay, we start here. When you say that they're running their mouth, have they lifted their hand to you? Because I can say what I want. I could call you anything that I want. If I have not gone over to my Nganga and picked up anything out of there, stuck anything in there, told them anything, put anything, none of that kind of stuff, then you ain't got no fucking business going over to Palo to tell them nothing. Words? Did she, he, them, they, or it lift their hands to pick up and do anything, pay anybody to do something to you other than saying things about you? Y'all are very eager for a war. Y'all want war. Spirituality is mainstream now, so we gonna just war. I don't care what they say about me. You think I'm going to pick up my hands and go do something? I'll give you a good example. I had a customer come into my shop, order something. I run a spiritual store. All of my stuff say, final sale, no returns, ask questions, everything before purchase, yada, yada, this many days before it ships, all that listed. You think he read any of that? No. This smug bastard goes and orders the item and then wants to rush me on delivering it. Soon as he came to send me a message, Spirit said, robot. I was like, okay. That meant robot, automatic responses. Don't give him nothing, right? Because he's one of those people. Off the rip, I knew it. I'm roboting. Clearly, his desire was to get my attention and to have a conversation with me. This is not a dating site. I run a spiritual shop. I'm not here to date you. I'm not here to give you extra attention. I'm not here to do any of that with you. Because I didn't give any of that, now I have piss poor customer service, and I am rude, and I am all of these things, when all I did was copy, click, paste, and notify the questions that was answered, right? But it was nothing personal that I put in there. That made me a bad businesswoman. He then proceeded to tell me that he didn't have any use for it anymore. That I could have mailed it earlier. I still ain't said nothing. I could have mailed it earlier. I could have done this. It wasn't received in time. He wants a refund, this, that, and the other. I didn't say nothing. He comes back. He's talking shit. I refunded him his money. I'm not even dealing. There's no way possible that I'm going to give you anything Spirit created with my ashe on it, or any of those types of things with this type of attitude and or energy. You don't even deserve it. So, refund. That cost me money. I don't care. The system sent out something to say that the item was shipped. So he responds saying, you know, I see that you refunded me. I just want to make sure that the item wasn't shipped. This is my response. No items were shipped. Your money has been refunded. The account is cleared, or something like that. He hits me with the, you still as rude as ever. Proceeds to leave me a nasty review. I told you I refunded him his money. I told you that I automated responses. I never said anything. Never nothing, right? So now I'm livid. I let him have it. I let him have it. I let him have it, right? He then proceeds to say, I'm going to blast you all over social media, Arisha groups, this, that, and the other. I said, go ahead. I'd already screenshotted all of the stuff that he sent me. At this point, I have 22 messages from this psychopath. He's crazy. Straight bananas. Young lady on here hits me. She's like, listen, this dude is doing this thing on these groups over here. Let me send it to you. She sent it to me. I said, okay. I put in the request to join the group because I'm not part of the group. I could have gone to Manganga. I could have gone to anybody else and said, oh, he's bad-mouthing me. He's trying to ruin my business. He's trying to disparage me. He's trying to do this and he's trying to do that. Because that's my business, right? Don't play with me, right? I ain't do none of that. I ain't do none of that. I did my own post and I put everything because he was cropping and pasting. Oh, no. I put the whole shit, top to bottom, of what he said, what he did, all of that. Because I knew that it was going to, what he did was only going to bring the people over to my page to look for thought, right? I'm not living in anger. I'm not living in ego. I'm not living in anything of, I gotta. No, I know I'm right. I know that I'm righteous in what I do. I know that I'm righteous in how I act. And I know that I'm righteous in how I feel, right? So I know that my way is going to work in my best interest because what I started and the energy that I began with was pure. And I didn't come at him in any kind of crazy way. And he lost his faculties because I would not have a conversation with him. Are you crazy? So I posted it all. Egon said, hit send and sit down. And that is what I did. Them ladies in that spiritual community lit his ass up for 2 days. For 48 hours, they climbed into his ass to the point that one sister read him about his kidneys and his liver malfunctions because of his nasty attitude and energy that he sends out into the ether. She went so deep into his family line that he deleted all them posts. He deleted every group chat. All that shit was miraculously disappeared from the internet. I didn't have to lift my hand and do nothing. Them ladies in that group read them texts and lost. They went hamburgers and french fries on him. Then the group that he posted it in took the shit off. They took the post down themselves. Now, did I have to lift my hand and go to the pot and say shut him up? No, I ain't have to do that. He's that wrong. I got 3 more sales that night. All of the activity coming through my page. All you did was highlight all of my stuff. Cleaned his ass good, and I didn't have to say a word. Not one word other than click and paste, click and paste, click and paste, click and paste. And it was at the end of it, that crazy bastard sent me 22 messages. And then you know what he did after that? After they ate him for 2 days, he had the audacity to come back and say to me, try to talk to me again. I was like, he's bananas. I got 2 more messages of him trying to ask me, okay, I'm coming to you humbly this time. Are you crazy? I'll understand if you don't want to respond. I said he did an order. I have his home address. I have his full name. I have all of that type of information. So if I wanted to be a dirty bastard, I could have did all kinds of stuff. If that type of stuff is not worth my time, my energy, or my blessings. People take care of themselves. Ancestors, period. Obedient, period. Ego checked, period. Not being responsive, period. You can't gaslight me. You can't. There's certain individuals on here that be coming at me so hard on the internet, but they got me blocked. They won't at me, but they'll do a hashtag or some dumb shit like that. And I'll say bitch all day, and y'all think I'm talking about a female. No, it's niggas. It's men. I'm talking about dudes. Right? They should be acting like men, but they're not. Right? And I don't address them because this is what these people want. Energy. So you siphon it from them. I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not even going to act like I'm mad. I don't care about you, you poop putts. Y'all are whack. And the desire for my energy alone shows me that you're nothing without it. So I will not give you not in 1 fucking ounce You don't got enough to snort, puff, lick, drink, sip. You'll go dry waiting on me to give it up. That's the attitude you have to take. That is why you people have people that do even the most smallest things to you and it hits you because you let it. My energy is, I don't care about your little patooies. Go sit down. It's not going to do anything. And you're whack for trying it. You reap what you sow. And spiritual throws are boomerangs. Them shits come back. And it don't cut where you're supposed to cut. It cuts when you try to catch it back. Because it's coming back to where it came from at all times. Stop worrying about what people say about you. Nobody cares about you. Know how much stuff people say about me on a day? I don't care. At the end of the day, did you learn something? You talking about me did what for you? Could you have spent that time doing something better for your life? Yeah, you could have. Should you have? Yes. Now go do that. I'm a Scorpio all day. I don't care. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I laugh. I be finding shit extra funny. Because it's funny because you thought. Go find somebody else to play with. I'll never give you the straw to siphon the energy from me. I won't respond. I won't give you nothing. Nothing. And you will want it so bad. And because I know you want it bad, that gives me more power to say, starving for my vibes. Nothing. I'm going to give you nothing. Not doing that. So, I'm going to say that she didn't lift her hand. Right? She didn't lift her hand. Anybody else see the answer? Because I didn't. Go back. Yeah, nah. We don't just be going to pots to do stuff and all of that. No, we don't. That's not how we work. That's not operating in the right frequency. That's not vibrating high enough. That's not how you get your blessings. That's how you block your blessings. That lets you know that you need more work. You're triggered. People shouldn't trigger you. If you trigger me, I shouldn't be around you. I don't know. I don't be following these people. Somebody else send it to me and let me know what's going on, and I'll be like, ugh, I don't care. And if it's funny, I laugh because it's stupid. You took your time to sit there and say something about me that for 3 likes. I hope it was good. It's okay. I will survive. We won't be lifting our hands to do that kind of stuff. Y'all gotta have some self-control in this. Just because you can does not mean that you should in any way, shape, or form where spirit is concerned. Because I can don't mean I should. I could have did a whole bunch of stuff. I always could do a whole bunch of stuff. Is it worth it? No. You lose your blessings that way. I'm not giving up my blessings to spite nobody else and in turn end up spiting myself. That's what you end up doing. Spiting yourself because she won't shut up. Well, why do you know that she's talking? That's what I want to know. Why do you know that she's talking shit about you? Those middleman friends, they gotta go. I don't play with people that play a fence. There is no fence. Either you on this side of the fence or you on that side of the fence. If you on that side of the fence, then by all means stay over there. But we not friends. You're not gonna come back and tell me what they said, but you sat there and listened to it. Are you dumb? No. That means that so what did you say? That's what I'm more interested in. When they said that, what did you say? Because why was they so comfortable to come and tell you something about me in the first place? And why you a bone carrier? If we're vibrating on the right frequency and that bitch is vibrating low, then you gotta be vibrating low to be associated with her too, both of y'all by. But if I'm still sitting here dealing and hearing and all of that with all of y'all, that means that I'm down here with y'all. Oh, no, no, no. I'm going back upstairs. I'm not doing that. I don't care about what y'all think. People with the most fucked up lives got the most shit to say. Don't nobody care about what these broken people got to say. Social media they show you what they want you to see, not what it really is. You never know what it really is. Unless you're spiritual, then they hate you like they can't stand me because I see what it really is. The kicker be that they'll come over here like pretending and think that when they get over here that I am not going to see the pretend. Like, first of all, you came over here because you thought it was the real. So if you think that, then why you think that I can't see that you fake? I'm calling you on it. You came over here. I didn't come over there. If you don't want me to call you out on being fake, then either you got two choices. Don't be fake or don't come over here. Those are the only two. There's no third option. I'm not giving you one. I have a boundary, and either you're real or you're going to grow. Now, I commend anybody who starts off fake and grows. I love that. I seen some lady the other day. She started off the fakest and the craziest, and she had a loss in her family, and he must have went back there and started snatching curtains and all kinds of other stuff, because, baby, I seen a video the other day, and her song has changed. And I was like, my fede fuego. He went back there and started cleaning shop. And I said, all right, sis, I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? I'm not that person to be like, oh, you stuck in this place and you'll always be here. No, I give credit where credit is due. If you started off stupid, then that's just what it is. But if you grow, then goddamn it, I'm going to tell you, I see it. I see you. I applaud you. I commend you, and keep going. There's nothing that limits you except for yourself. There's no limits but self. So if you're not limiting yourself, then the sky? No, the ether. That's where my limit is. There is none. You can't even foresee it. That is what I ask myself, like, how do they think we can't see through the fakeness? Because they're so used to people who don't know, and people being unable to speak the truth of what they see. People would rather be affiliated with or associated with than to ruffle feathers or to cause waves in the waters. I am a daughter of two waters. I will wave that bitch until there's fish floating, because I need answers. I need answers. And somebody gonna give them to me. Because I know what I just saw, and you're not going to tell me nothing crazy. Let's talk about it. I will pull it to the forefront, put it on a plate, put it in front of you, and say, now let's, look, you see, let's talk about this. I know what you said, but look at this one right here. I took this out of your pond. How did it get there? I'm not playing with people at all whatsoever. Y'all can't let people slide just because, and then y'all be knowing something will ring off, and you'll be like, that was a little crazy. Nah, just write that one down. When I say pay attention to people, write that one down. When that list start getting long, all of the bullshit that they starting to do, nah, I'm a Scorpio. That shit y'all starting to do, they starting to do, that's when you cut them off. I don't let it get that long. You do one thing. You got 72 hours to try to do something right or explain that shit to a point where I can understand, all right, maybe, before I'm all the way off you. All the way off of you. Let's get to love, because I got problems with y'all, and my friend is here. Y'all always want to know if this is the one. If you don't know if this is the one, the answer is they are not the one. People look up, y'all let the past repeat itself in your lives when the past was a lesson, and they'll repeat to come back and see, have you learned? Are you going to play your life that you're supposed to have grown and moved past this point in the first place, right? To say to yourself, these feelings that I'm feeling right now, is this nostalgia? Because that's what it be most of the time. Every 7 years, there's a change and a shift that goes on in the human body. Skin, cells, all of that kind of stuff, right? Your life is supposed to change as well. If I haven't spoken to somebody in 15 years, and here they come, 15 years later, I don't know this person no more. Me personally, I'm not interested in getting to know you. No. I'm going to remember everything from then. Oh, yeah, I remember. Yep, I remember. I remember all those character flaws. I remember all that shit. I remember. Okay, let me remember that and sit on the nostalgia for a minute. If I give myself the chance, I'm not. If you give yourself the chance to now try to learn this person's, how they are coming now, right? What changes have they made? How much have they grown? How much have they not grown? How many things have remained the same? I am not going to ride out on nostalgia. I am now going to pay attention to what is this person's reactivation in my life trying to teach me. I'm still stuck. I haven't moved from that time in my life when my brain could decipher what's good for me and what's comfortable in the moment. It'd be sad to see people years later and there's no growth. The lesson is this. I still haven't learned my boundaries. I still haven't learned to trust myself. I still haven't learned to step forward in my life and understand that I don't have to save everybody. I shouldn't be out here protecting everybody. I shouldn't be out here doing all and being all for everybody else. That comes from that innate desire for those who are supposed to be doing something spiritually to put the help and the energy and all of that into the wrong area. You're supposed to be figuring out you. You're supposed to be strengthening you. You're supposed to be doing all of your shadow work, all of your soul work, all of those types of things to understand that because I wasn't taken care of properly does not mean that my role is to make sure that everybody that comes to my life, good, bad, or indifferent, I am to be that force for them because nobody was ever that for me. That's not your job. You're mixing up the message. That's not the message. The message is not that that person is for you. That person is that message is that you're still not taking care of yourself. You're still not giving unto self. You're still not learning your spiritual walk. You're still not practicing your spiritual gifts. You still have no structure. You still have the proper foundation. You have it, but your puzzle pieces are all over the place. You still have not faced you, your sadness, your loneliness, the way that you came up, the way that you've allowed people to use you because you were not allowed to speak freely of the way that you were treated. You are an adult. You have got to kiss and hug that little you and tell her that it is okay. You did not know no better, but you grown now and you got enough love for her now when nobody else was able to give it to you. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to go to my ancestors because in life they didn't give it to me, but now in death I know that they're going to give me everything that I need just because they know that they owe it to me. Come on. So, no, this is not the one. You haven't even met you to know what would be the right one. Now, I need you to go and figure out what would be the right one for me. Now, in my current existence, in my current life, in the way that I'm trying to move, who is going to help me? Build me. Balance me. Give back into me. Without me having to ask. Without me having to beg, without me having to cry, without me having to pay out, purchase, sponsor. Who's coming to offer me the things that can help balance what I got going on? That falls in line with my trajectory. Do I know what my trajectory is? No, because I sip the wine a little bit too much and escape from my reality because I be lonely. When in fact, I keep telling y'all, there is no reason to ever be lonely when you got a gang of spirits in your house because I can't even watch a movie by myself without them coming to tell me the ending while I'm trying to watch it. Excuse you? Why are you telling me what's going on in the movies? Ma'ams, I'm trying to watch it. They come straight up tell me the movie. You know, the spirit. Miss, I'm trying to. Come on. You're not learning the lessons. Lessons repeat until learned. Lessons repeat until learned. You cannot let your carnal desires of the flesh ruin and tear down what your Ori has planned for you. What your Ori has started to work for you for. You can't do that. Carnal? No. I don't tell you things that I don't experience myself. Okay? I've had let me tell you something. I'll give you a story. So, I date men in the spiritual community. When we stop dealing, I still see them. It'd be an amicable, like, all right, we was just playing for a little while, now I'm gonna be out until you get your life together, because they're gonna say you ain't got your shit together yet. I'm out. Peace. Right? So I dip out. I be dipping out. I'm her. So he did the stuff he was supposed to do. Hit me up. I want to see you. I want to see you. I want to see you. My ex was like, ha ha, not gonna happen, right? So I get a call, spiritual service. We need y'all to come do X, Y, and Z. Get the other call. This one's gonna be there. I'm like, okay. They like, he said he wanted to see you. This is how he gets to see you at the spiritual ceremony, right? Now they helping me out too because they know me. I am Shango's daughter authentically, right? When I saw him, he looked, ooh baby. I was like, somebody get my coat. I gotta get out of here. Y'all are not finna set me up. Like, I see it. I smell it. I see him. I smell him. Let me get out of here. Listen, you think that I let the carnal parts of me play into how all... No. I did my job. I got my coat. I got my bag. I got in my car. And I went home. They didn't tell me that he finished. No. They just showed me that he cleaned what he was supposed to clean off. Because whatever was there before that I had seen, and his lady was the one, and she told me some shit. And when I saw him, she was like, look at my baby. And I was like, I see him. But that was it. Right? I know that it ain't back there. I know he made me shoot him. Right? I know this. I'm aware. Trigger chachi. I tell y'all. Like, come on. I ain't always been spiritual. You're not going to trigger me into putting two in you. Right? That's the lesson. The lesson is, I know he looked good. They said, this is where you get to see me. You not to see him no place else. Now you see how good he looked. You know yourself. You're not going to be able to abstain. And it's not even going to be him. It's going to be you. I know me. It would be me. That's why I said no and I'm leaving. If you can't catch yourself, then who's supposed to catch you? They know I can catch myself, but every now and then they'll dangle a piece out there just to see what I'm going to do. I'm not falling for it. I know it. No. I work too hard to get to where I'm at. I work too hard to obtain the connections with spirit and the spiritual community and all of that I need, for me to be out here shooting at niggas. How you telling people to connect to you out here? Is that a gun in your purse? Yes. I'm not doing that. You're not going to trigger me to go back down to something because you hurt my feelings. In reality, you didn't, because I know you. I know what you're capable of. I know that if I'm spiritual, the way I'm supposed to be, then I'm supposed to be able to see through the facade of what you're giving and be able to see through what you're telling me, right? If my guides are on point, two in them, yes. Yes, ma'am, that's what I said. Zadabandi's child. Hello? Salam alaikum. Listen, they put the wrong two cats on my dome. Like, dudes be playing, this is not the game to play with me. I'm not that person. Right? I'm not her. So I let people, and this is another thing, y'all gotta let people going in know what's really good with you. This is what's good with me. Don't test my waters. Them shits is hot. Stop. Don't do it. So if we can't come to an understanding and any of that kind of stuff, I know that I have to be my own boundary. I've got to set my own boundaries and stick to it. If I can't stick to it, then nobody else is paying attention to me because my word ain't shit. And anytime I'll let the seat of my pants lead my life. No. You ever watch For the Love of My Man? That's how all them bitches ended up in jail. For the love of their man. They let all this other stupid shit work and none of this worked. No. I reside here. My Ori talks to me. I talk to it. We commune. Help me be stronger. Ooh, Lord. And I had to tell him, you was looking like a whole meal. Not a snack, a whole meal. Which is why I got in my car and put on my coat. I'm out. I'm out. You will not, you know how they say the devil on one side, the angel on the other side, bitch? Both of the devils was on my sides. And they was like, you see that? Go touch him. And I was like... Just a little chest touch, and let me go on about my business. Y'all gotta be strong. Y'all gotta be strong. I'm laughing, but I'm serious because it was so funny. And he just thought, he was like, when I saw you grab your coat, I was like, I thought we was about to chill, and you took your coat. I was like, I'm not playing with you. My spirit had already said, you in and out of this, sis. And I was like, bet money. I'm not playing. I didn't even tell him I was going to be there. So that's how I knew. Yeah, nope, 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 nope. You won't catch me sleeping. Y'all don't get caught sleeping. Y'all know what's good for y'all. Y'all know it ain't no good for y'all. If y'all can't turn away from carnal desires and carnal pleasures and earthly desires, then you're not going to understand where spirit gives you the most of your gifts. They give me my gifts because I can turn away from something like that. I can walk away and let's keep it funky. I like him. I love me. There's a difference. I love me some me. And anybody that's going to take me from the growth and the progression and all of the things that I've done for me cannot have place or space in my world until they show that they are worthy of it, that they are not going to be an anchor, a hindrance, or a blockage to anything that I'm working towards or working on. Until you are able to be that balance of what I need, then you can't be part of my life, period. I love me some me. Y'all gotta love y'all some y'all. I love me more than I love anybody else. I know that. I know if I can't know how to love myself, then how am I supposed to give myself time to understand this person, to understand how I'm to love this person? Because everybody's love is not required in the same way. You can't, like, people need love differently. People need communication differently. You got to understand people's languages in order to have a good, solid foundation of a relationship with them, right? So for me, I'm that person with men that I do friendship things because I want to know all your business. I want to know about your hoes. I'm not that jealous girl that you don't tell about your hoes and like she don't know. I be knowing all of the stuff because I want to know that I can handle this. If I can handle the conversation that you had with me about that, right? And because I'm little mental notes on how he talking, what he liked, what he was doing, all that kind of stuff. They are mental notes. You better listen to what these fools be saying because they tell on themselves all the time. And this is how you can see the signs and the patterns and know whether they're changing, know whether they're growing, know all of this kind of, listen to them. And then you shut up and watch. Now, if you got a connection with spirit, like I got with spirit, they jump right in your ear and tell you the rest of what you did not know. Straight up. Don't act like you ain't hear it. Don't act like you didn't see it. Don't act like you didn't catch wind of it. You heard it, you saw it, you felt it, you caught wind of it. It was what it was. Flag on the play. Y'all got to remember that spirit's job is not to keep you from being happy, right? They want you safe. They want you growing. They want you elevating. They don't need extra things added onto your plate by you to keep you from being where you're supposed to be in your walk, in your journey, and in your life. They want you to be as free as you can to fix all of the extra stuff that you got messed up already back there before you start adding more to your plate. We got to fix the other stuff. Come on, y'all got to get this together. Y'all give so much of yourselves. And then y'all spiritual women, y'all have got, and men too. Anybody that has been told that they're supposed to be doing something spiritually. If you're not doing it, and your love life is shitty, this is why. It goes hand in hand. You cannot have not fixed yourself and think that you can now have a good relationship with someone else. That's not reality. That is not a realistic situation. That's not a realistic idea. And it's not going to work out. We fix ourselves so that we don't take baggage and problems and messed up communication and all of that kind of stuff into a relationship with someone else. If you can't communicate and all you do is scream and yell, and this person doesn't, or if he is that same type of person, how y'all ever going to meet in the middle? You never will. Somebody got to learn. Somebody has to have grown. Somebody has, like, I can deal with a person who is just not spiritual at all, but they're just good people, right? And then here you come spiritual, right? This is not a bad person. They're just not spiritual, and it's okay because you can teach them some things. And as long as they're willing to learn and what you do doesn't hinder anything and they don't have any bad attitude towards it or frown upon it or make you feel any kind of way where you have to hide or cover it up or not feel comfortable living your authentic truth, then that's fine. You two both don't have to be spiritual as long as they don't block or hinder your growth. But you've got to be able to know that about a person, to know that this person is not acting for just right now. That eventually they're not going to have a problem with the fact that there's chicken feathers through the house. I need a dude that's going to hold the goat from time to time. Like, grab the goat, son. Why I got to hold it? My needs are a little bit different than y'all's. I got a lot going on. I need somebody that can do that kind of stuff, right? And they'll send me a dude that can hold a goat. I'm not playing. And let me see how you hold this goat. That's my criteria for love. That's my criteria. Let me see how you hold this goat. If you flinch and punk up, you out of here. Oh, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. You better hold this goat like you know. I'm not playing. Oh, shit. Seriously. Y'all have got to pick people that are going to be good for your growth. Not for your look. Not for your right nows. What is going to look good for my growth, right? What's going to feel good for my growth? What's going to help me in my growth? I'm not hiding my altars. I'm not hiding you, and you better not disrespect and touch my altars. Like, there's rules. They got to be able to respect the spiritual rules. Don't touch my altars. Not near one of them. Don't stand there and look at it either. Back up. You better stand in the doorway and peek from there. Go in there if you want to. When you come out mounted, don't look at me because I'm gonna sit there and look at you. I'm not playing. Right, a small chick. You start with a no small chicken. No, no. Grab the goat. Guinea or goat. Those are the only two things that I need you to grab. Guinea goat or them kwekweys, them ducks. They stink. I can't stand those. Grab the kwekwe, the guinea or the goat or the ram. Grab one of them. I don't need you grabbing no pigeon. I don't need you grabbing no rooster. I don't need you grabbing no chicken. I need you to grab the stuff that bucks back so I can see how you really act. If you let out a small squeal, there's a problem. You got to get out. Somebody's not having that. Sugar's not having that. That's not the right one for their daughter. Okay? No. They'll be like, oh, no. Because that's how the energy, I'll be like, oh, no. That's my requirement. I'm aware of myself and my fuckery. Y'all have to be aware of yourselves and your fuckery. As long as it's an open call to explaining what's what and everybody is aware, listen, that's all you can expect. Honesty. Can you be part of what I'm doing? Either you can or you can't. You growing, I'm growing. We can't be both working on ourselves, though. That be his peace. Nah, fam, you got to come healed. Y'all, too. I'm not being nobody's peace. Come healed. You come over here peaceful, bitch. I'm peaceful. Don't play with me. Why I gotta be your peace? That's another thing. I've had in the past, men seem to, and these partners, right, will be dependent upon the peace that you do bring to them. And it's not the right relationship, but they're so used to it that is what they're using you for. And it may not even be intentional, where you can say that this person is a bad person, but you've got to identify that for yourself as well. What am I getting back from this relationship? Yeah, he's underneath me sometimes. Yeah, we have a good relationship, but are we y'all do a lot of situationships, right? A situationship is where you get hurt, right? Hurtsinship. Those, if you want more, you better say it. If that's not what you want, you better bust it open and tell them. Y'all will try to ride out and think, oh, I can wait, and then maybe he'll change, and then maybe he'll give up on those other. No. Fam. Are you still messing with all those broads? Yes or no? You are not going to just... I had to tell a dude before, do you really think that you, just because you sexy, that I'm going to just let you eat all of the fruit off my tree? You better go get you a ladder, climb to the top of the tree, because all of a sudden, all of the fruit at the bottom is missing. This is not low-hanging fruit, my nigga. I'm going to need you to do work to get to the fruit that's on this tree. People be so used to people just giving and giving and giving them something without them earning it. Your trust, my trust has to be earned. My respect has to be earned. My attention has to be earned. My box, oh, it has to be earned. Looking good and talking nice to me does not earn you box. No. Are you kidding me? The mailman talks nice to me. The lady who checks out my food at the cash register in the supermarket talks nice to me. Because you talk nice to me? Are you kidding me? No. I'm not taking all your spiritual tie and your cords and got a yoni steam and all this other kind of stuff from your raggedy ass energy and all of the 25 chicks that you sleeping with. I'm not doing that. Value yourselves more. Value yourselves more, demand more, and stop just... Y'all set the bar way too low for relationships and things in your lives that you accept. Stop setting the bar so low. If you raise the bar, then others have no options other than to either raise the status quo or walk away. There is no middle ground. You can't hustle me on what I deserve. Stop letting people hustle y'all on what y'all deserve by just giving in. Go do something with yourself. Go busy yourself. Go find something to do. Figure out some herbs. Get your books together. Clean yourselves. Clean your house. Focus your chi. Write some prayers down. Post some prayers up on your walls in the house near your altar spaces and stuff so you don't always have to go to a book. I got picture frames with prayers, like wherever an altar is, where that energy is. If there's a prayer for that energy, I got a frame with a picture frame with the prayer over there so I don't got to always go in the book. I need it set up like that. Do some of that kind of stuff, right? You figure out what your people liked. That takes time, effort, and energy. All of this takes time, effort, and energy. There's always something that you can do. Does anybody have any questions? I've been going off for a little while now. Nobody has really asked any questions. I think I kind of covered. Let me just go to my list. I know I'll be having a list. Make sure I hit everything. Y'all can't let y'all desires override what y'all supposed to be doing. Needs over wants. Your wants don't get, like, we don't even know what we need in this life. You have no idea what you're capable of. So your needs are far different than what you want, because until you have an idea on what you're capable of, what you hold, the powers that you hold, the magic that's within you, the gifts and all of the things that come with you, and the road that you're supposed to be walking, your wants then change. It's supposed to go in accordance with your life. I remember a time where all I wanted was the fabulous things in life. You know, I love diamonds. I love red bottoms, which was stupid because they're the most uncomfortable shoe ever. Like, they hurt, right? I got bags galore. Like, nobody cares about that kind of stuff. You know what I did with one of my fur coats? I cut it up and made stuff. I gave it to my Indians. Fur coat. Am I wearing it? Where am I going? I got 2 more in the closet. I don't care about the fur no more. Then I was worrying about my minks dragging the floor. My foxes is puffy. You see my sleeves? You see my shirt? Like, yeah. Nobody cares about that. I took that coat and cut it up. I gave it to my lady. She was like, this is fly. Thank you very much. And it's on the floor of all places. Your needs and your desires are supposed to change as you grow. The things of this world that used to be of importance, they don't make any motion in your ocean no more. Like, those things were what they were, and they don't serve your life as a whole. It doesn't serve your elevation. It doesn't serve where you're going. It doesn't serve you in any way, shape, or form. So what makes sense to me now? The things that I'll spend more on in a Botanica than I will on a pair of shoes. I ain't going nowhere. I got over 200 pairs of shoes that just don't do nothing but sit here, and half of them got tags on them. This shit makes no sense. I'm gonna sell them, I'm gonna get rid of them, but like, when I sat there and looked at how I used to spend my money, it was stupid. It didn't make any sense. So we change. We don't do the things that we used to do anymore because it doesn't serve a purpose. At that time, I was probably miserable. And I could buy shoes, and shoes are instant joy. I had a shoe room. My girlfriends used to come over here. We used to drink wine and try on shoes and tip around and do stupid dances. It's a spiritual room now. You think I still got a shoe room? No. Spirit took over that room too. They was like, put this shit away, stupid. And I was like, oh, okay. Your life is supposed to change when you become a spiritual person. Everybody cannot come. Energies don't vibe no more. I'm growing and you're not. I gotta go. I'm sorry. If you start to grow at some point and we didn't have any beef and it wasn't that type of a situation, then by all means circle back. I'll see what's good with you at that point. But if you have not changed, grown, anything, I'm not dealing with you. I'll be the most basic of highs and buys with you all day. I'm not gonna be nasty or rude about it, but no, we're not gonna be friends. No. For what? Y'all gotta stop thinking about, oh, I don't wanna be mean. It's not mean. It serves you to not be messing with everybody. It's okay. They'll get it. You ain't been with them all this time. They'll be fine without you. You're not the savior of people. People can only save themselves. And if they don't want to save themselves, there's nothing I can do. I can only give you the tools and information, and you have to run it from there. I can't do nothing for you. I can't make you do nothing. I can tell you what Spirit told me to tell you. I can tell you the guidance that they told me to give you. I can direct you on how you start skipping. Your hop after that skip is on you, baby. I'm not that person that's going to tell you something that you want to battle and fight me. I'm out. I'm out. I had a young lady tell me, oh, you just mad because I'm not moving away as fast as you want me to be moving. I was dealing with this bitch for like 9 months. If you haven't moved in 9 months, I need you to not talk to me no more. You could have birthed a whole human. Cook, lungs, heart, all that kind of stuff in 9 months. And you can't move forward spiritually? Ridiculous. When I started my spiritual journey. I seriously started my spiritual journey like 10 years ago. Seriously, like out the streets, not wilding, not hitting people with my car, all of that, 10 years ago. But I've always been a spiritual person. Like, I grew up spiritually. My family has been spiritual. I've seen and talked to spirit since I was 2 years old. My mother tells me my memories, you know. My family has always had a spiritual connection. They've always done spiritual work. They've always done readings and communed with the different African traditional systems. When I was a child, we used to go down to Oyotunji village in the Carolinas, the Yoruba village, the African village down there, and deal in the Orisha and all of those other types of systems. So we've always had a spiritual connection. We've always done, and my family has always, it doesn't matter how little of the other stuff we've done, the ancestor stuff, though, has always been prevalent in my family's doings. Holidays, even when we used to still celebrate Christmases and things of that nature, ancestors were still there. We still took a separate day out of the year to do the feast, the plaza for the ancestors, where the family still came together, sung, fed them just for them, separate from whatever gathering we were having. There's certain things for them. So we've always done that. So I've always had that spiritual connection. A lot of you guys have to remember that these things are, yes, inherited, right? They're passed down. So a lot of the gifts that we have are passed down, and I was lucky enough to be one of those persons. Yes, the family is highly blessed. Thank you. One of those persons in the type of family that there's always been someone towing the line with spirit. There's always been someone that has had the doors open for the rest of us when we were ready. There's always been someone who has kept up the connection and kept up all of the works and kept up the information. And there's always someone at some point, and there's so many of us that it usually bounces at a certain time. It'll be this one, a few years it'll be this one, a few years this, it goes like that in my family. But there's always someone that picks up the torch. So I haven't had a time frame where there's been no ancestral anything done, no spiritual anything done. Like, that has not been my life. And so I've been blessed and honored and extremely gifted and extremely anointed and extremely grateful for the lineage that I come from, and the energies that have stepped forward to work with me as a personal energy, and then my family as a whole, because no one's ever left out. We haven't had to, like, we've had our struggles. Don't think that. We've had our fights, because with anything, it doesn't matter who's told the line. Each individual is still responsible for their own growth and connection. And so it makes it easier, I'm not going to lie, when there's someone towing the line for the entirety, so that, we're not struggling for the newbies to come in and find this person, or the people who have newly awakened and have newly decided to come into their spiritual walk and do their elevation and all that other kind of stuff. They've had a step up because someone's always been there, already doing things. So unfortunately, a lot of you guys haven't had that. So I do come here and try to share these things with you, to give you something that, if you ain't grow up with this, you don't know. If nobody sat you down and told you some of these things, you're never going to know. Our families, melanated people, we love a secret, and we don't pass down the information like we should have to our children. I was talking to a young lady, and her family was they just brujos and brujas up and down the wazoo, both sides, mother and father line, even the step-parent side, brujos and brujas. And her coming up was her remembering seeing certain things, but not knowing what they were doing. So when she called me and she's like, yo, I had this dream, you was in my dream, I was like, here we go. And she's telling me the dream, and I said, we do that. Specifically this type of cleaning we do it. Now, I know that she would not have known about this unless they showed it to her. Because it's not something you see online. It's not something they show you on the internet. None of that kind of stuff. And the setup of it all was that's what flipped me out, right? I laughed. And I said, yo, it just bugs me out as to how many times you've seen this done, how many times you were around as a child witnessing this. Nobody ever told you or explained to you that they're cleaning, right? This is what they do to clean. This is the way that they're clean. They gave it to you in a dream that told you specifically how your line cleans. Is that something? Yes, bitch, we do that shit all the time. Yes, that's right. Yes. That's how we did it. So when you do it, you know that's how your ancestors did it. He showed you who he was in there. That means that when you're doing it, you call his name first. He gonna step up first. Then you call mama, because she was in there too. She gonna step up next. Anybody else back there in your bloodline that's elevated, when you start to do that particular cleaning, they gonna step forward and do it. That's why they showed you. You weren't sure, you called me. I'm your confirmation to say that's what we do. That's how we do it. Do it. History through stories, hence patakis, yes. The stories are there to teach you something. If it's easier to learn something when there's a story involved, because I could just tell you, go do this, and you're like, but why? No, I'm going to give you this pataki, which is a story that explains what happened in that time where this Odu was written, that these particular Orisha, or these particular energies experienced this, that, or the third, and they had to figure out what the fix was. They went to Orunmila, and Orunmila gave them the fix. This is what happened. This is what they had to do. So for you, you're going down the same path. Your story is very similar to this. The energy is very similar to this. What your experiences is very similar to this, and it's probably damn near exact, right? This is what you have to do to fix it. These things that we tell you to fix and change and grow and connect, this is all because this is what we've done. We've experienced it. We've lived it. We've tried it. We've done the trial and errors already. What book do you recommend for Orisha Patakis? There is not one. Oh, I do have a book. DM me. I'm gonna look for the book because I don't know the name of it. I don't even think I have a cover on it no more. It's so old. But I do have a book with a lot of patakis in it, and I remember that this is one of the first books that I read, because it was an interesting book. And it, you know, when I started my walk seriously, I would read a book a week. Just don't ask. I would read a book a week. I was so invested in learning as much as I could. I wanted to know everything that I could. I was like just sucking it in, and I wouldn't allow the outside world to interfere with my trajectory, right? I've lived in the outside world all my life. I know what that's going to give me. Let me focus my chi on something else, knowledge, right? If I'm going to be investing myself in spirit and they tell me that this is my walk and Ultra is my trajectory and these Orishas stepping forward and they came to me when I was 2 weeks old and all this other kind of stuff they keep telling me about the Orisha, I need to know what I'm dealing with. I read every book I could read. Right? I read every book I could read. And then just be mindful when you're reading these books, you have to decipher what makes sense and what doesn't. Sometimes in the Patakis, depending on the part of Africa or wherever, or even a lot of these books are written from people that studied, never lived there. Some of them are not black. Some of them are not melanated. So you just got to be mindful with the information that you receive, what you're taking from it. But DM me and I'm gonna I'm gonna go to my room and look because I have like 10 bookshelves throughout. I'm gonna look because I do have one and it's a really good one too. Yeah. So I would read and learn as much as I could. You guys have to remember, I started this off with telling you that these are all nature-based things, right? Nature-based energies, the elements, right? Everything is connected. So in order for you to understand the energy of the Orishas, to understand what part of nature, what aspect of nature it is that they govern, that they are synchronized with similarities to what their energies speak to, what their energies kind of encompass. You have to understand those aspects to understand what part of them is needed for your betterment, for your life, for your walk, for your growth, for all of those things. So reading is one of the main things. A lot of you don't have the ability to be sitting under the feet of elders. So we must give ourselves as much knowledge as we can. We read what we can. We take notes. My books are highlighted up. I have stickies in there on pages where I wanted to go back and research certain things and find certain songs and figure out, okay, so I read this in this book, but this in this book is a little bit different. What's the similarity between the two? What's the happy medium? And then I'll compare it to see which makes more sense. A lot of this stuff is common sense. A lot of spirituality is, for the most part, common sense. And you've got to, if you don't have it, you got to work on it. If you don't have it, you got to work on it. Everybody don't have common sense, and it's okay, but you can work on it. Everything can be worked on. None of y'all are just, oh, I'm here, I can't change, this is my life, and this is what it's going to be forever. No, that's you're not working towards your goals. You're living a fear-based life, and you're allowing yourself to be caught up into other low vibrating thoughts and ideas. No, we vibrate higher. We know that there's more for us. We know that there's better for us, and we just got to figure out, how do we get it? What do I have at my disposal that I can use to obtain these things? Well, first and foremost, I know I have my ancestors, and I know that in order for me to still be here 45 years later, and half of them I never met, but I know that I had 92 cousins and 15 uncles and 14 aunts, and it was a gang of them, and I don't know how, when only daddy worked and great-grandpa worked, but grandma didn't work. I think grandma might have made food. How did they make that money stretch? Somebody back there was smart enough to raise a family of like 12 on the minimal of salaries. And the kids didn't even know they was broke. That's a gift and a talent that runs through your blood veins. your veins, your blood, your ancestors, your DNA. They got the figure outers, the work it outers. So we gonna make it works. The don't stop, get it. So all of that is within you. So while we're looking outward for everything and everyone to make changes, we've got to make sure that we got to start within. Half of the blessings, half of the gifts, half of everything else is already sitting inside of us dormant. And all we got to do is activate it, connect with it, and allow it to grow time. I get so many of my ideas, and when I'm dealing and talking to people and they come in with business ideas and they don't be thinking about, they think about the grand part of it. And I'm like, well, what about the basics? They're like, well, I didn't think about it like that. This is why I'm here. We got to start at the ground and work our way up so that we can reach those plateaus. You can't say, I want this business and I'm looking for a distributor. A distributor for what? What kind of herbs? What kind of herbs you gonna use? You haven't done the root work and you already thinking about distributors. Well, where's the product? Don't put the cart before the horse. Do the background work. Check it out. Figure it out. Get your tax ID numbers. Get your trademarks and all of that kind of stuff, and then put things into action and start looking for distributors. You haven't even got the groundwork done to make sure that nobody can't steal your idea yet, and you're already looking for a distributor. Chill. You're going too fast. Do the ancestors like it when you play drums? I don't play drums. Do they like it? Yeah, because they'll ask for a drumming. They'll ask you to give them a drum, and you got to go hire drummers to come and play drums for them. Yeah, they like it. They love it, actually. Most of the music and songs that I play, like when I'm playing my African music and stuff, there's always a drum involved. My Indians, please. The drums is listen. They don't want that that flute music. Nah, they like that hard stuff that you play and you be like, all right, somebody's about to get taken. Yes. If you play them yourself, yes, that's energy. I have plenty of family members that play different instruments, and they'll go and sit in front of Egun and play guitar all day. Energy, music, vibration. You sharing with them. You know what I'm saying? Yes. All of that. All of that. You do all of that. Somebody back there was probably played drums. You're not the only one that played drums in your line, baby. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? I think I'm done rambling. Bottom line is, don't do nothing at all. Don't sit stagnant. Don't not know where to go or where to start and ends up not doing nothing. Y'all gotta move y'all butts, please. Please move. Do something. Every week, you cannot let time go by without doing something. Shut up. Without doing something to change your life for the better. We're going to do something to change our lives for the better. And if nobody else is going to help us, then I'm my own help. Oh, nobody, listen, your teachers and your leaders and the people that you look to are here to give you information that you do not know. It is up to you to take that information and do something with it so that you have something going and working for you. What happens when this person dies? You are left with nothing. This is why you must take all the information that you can, when you can, write it down, have your books, have your notes, so that when it comes to this, because there's going to come a time where you're going to need this information. That's why we go through half of the trials and tribulations that we go through. I know that's why I go through half of the stuff that I've gone through. And it was in preparation for my walk. It was in preparation for me to be able to understand where you guys come from when you tell me certain things, so that I understand how that felt and what I had to do to go through, to get through it, right? And how hard it was to make it through, and how half the time it wasn't great, right? I remember the love of my life, right? I finally got him, right? I finally found him, and his mother tried to kill me. Most would have went and been mad at the ancestors to say, y'all could have stopped this. Yeah, they could have. But if I had not been attacked the way that I was attacked by that lady, I wouldn't be here where I am today. That bitch gave me a run for my money. She tried to kill me. She buried me with multiple fucking four-legged horned animals on so many multiple different soils. It is not even funny. Okay? I had a choice. You can fight forever, or you could just walk away. Because all she wants is for you to stay away from her son so that you don't tell him and clean him from all of the bullshit that she did from him since he was a little kid. Being with me is going to break all that stuff that she put her money and her life and her spirit into. She done did all kinds of wicked, dirty, nasty, grimy shit to have him in the first place. Right? Here I come with my big ass mouth and spirit. She was like, kill this bitch now. Now. I don't care how much it costs me. I need her dead before dawn. My Egun was like, remember us? While you out here with the love of your life? It was no choice for me. I had to give that up. Why? I loved him. But who's the real love of my life? Me. I love me more. When y'all get into these issues and the parent of the person that you're in love with is an evil, wicked demon that's all into spiritual dirt and darkness and I've got no problem with taking you out of here, you can't win that fight to be with that person. I'm telling you from experience. The choice is always going to be for you to walk away. You cannot win. If I'm telling you that the ancestors do all these things to protect their young, that is still that person's child. Right? That is a bond and a link that even me, myself, my spiritual team can't do nothing with if he does not jump out of that. He can't jump out of that because she had him fixed from the time he was 9 years old. He didn't remember that story until after he and I had broken up. He told me this shit. And it wasn't that he was fixed. He told me the remembrance of what had happened when they were in their country. When he told it to me, my Egun let me see it. And I was like, oh shit. This bitch, for real. I'm not fighting. I would have fought her for the rest of my life. She was old as hell. She's still kicking. Evil sometimes needs to be in a body. Because if we unleash it and let it free in spirit form, that bitch is crazy. And she's evil and she's wicked. And she has the right to not go into the light when she passes. She still got free will like the rest of us do to say, I want to stay an evil, wicked bitch. Although I'm dead and now I'm spirit. I got the freedom to move and do all kinds of nasty, wicked shit. So now let me go mess up everything for everybody. Keep that bitch in a suit as long as you can. The human suit traps a lot of evil people onto this plane. We'll be like, oh, why don't they just die? Because we need them locked in this suit. It's a little jail for now. They would like to be free in spirit form and move and do all of the nasty, wicked shit that they can, but they don't let them die. Them type of people, we need them in a body until we can get it together. We're going to lock her into this body because we see that they're not going to be no better in death. Lock her in this suit because you see how free spirit is. You see how much spirit can do. You see the free range that a lot of them have, right? So what's going to happen when she dies? That bitch is going to be a terror. A terror. That's why she's still locked in her body and she's damn near 90. How about that? So I don't tell y'all stuff that I haven't experienced myself. Y'all got to walk away. He, she, their parent hates you. He, she, their parent is doing spiritual work to tie the son, keep that daughter away from you. You can't fight the parent. it's not going to work in your favor. You're going to waste money, you're going to waste time, and you're going to waste energy. My ex-boyfriend mom tried to get rid of me. He was in a terrible accident and almost died. I think it was her. Of course it was her fault. You know what she did to me? There was a cusp on where I lived to another county, and every time he would come past he would come the same route, something would happen to his car, right? To the point where it would come across that line and just stop. Come across that line and somebody will hit it. Come across that line. It had been so many different things in this. And I'm saying to him, well, are you taking the same route? And he's like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm like, well, why do you keep going that way? Don't go that way no more. Clearly, they did something right there. They put it on the cusp of this county to this county, because he lived in that county, I live in this county. So you have to come across there to get to here. And to stop you from coming here, she would do stuff to the point that the car got hit and all kinds of other stuff. They do stuff like that. They don't care about them getting hurt. They're gonna make sure that they don't die, right? But him getting hurt was not her concern. She didn't give a fuck about that. She didn't care how that spun. As long as he didn't die and he was away from me, that's all that mattered. That's wicked. That's your kid. How do you not care? How do you not care about the happiness of your children because you want to siphon their life force and their money and all kinds of other things? Craziness. You can't win with those types of people. You got to walk away. I say that because a lot of y'all will think, oh, his mother this and his mother that, and I'm going to fight her. And no, that y'all are not going to win that. So give it up. Don't waste your time and your energy and your years on stuff like that. And God damn it, don't have no kids with these type of people. If she's dead, that's one thing. And I've seen it also in death. that Egun was a dirty, wicked bastard. This person had a baby with this person. That person and them started to get into it, and they used the Egun to spy on Shorty. Why? Because she got the ancestral set up for the baby, for the little girl, for the kid. Right? That man's ancestors is that kid's ancestors. Do you know that you have to now put up barriers to make sure that not all the ancestors come through there? I say somebody needs to be guarding the gate. Right. After 9, you see, you wasted 9 years. That's crazy. That you can never get back. And I'm just saying, you learned it, right? You learned it, you know it, and you won't go through it again. So I started to preface this by saying the experiences that I've experienced are because somebody needs to hear my story. You guys got to know that I don't speak from a place of just being on my pedestal and sitting down and talking to y'all and no, bitch, I lived through this. That shit hurt. That shit hurt. That shit was hard. I had no choices but to love myself enough to say, I'm not dealing with this. You can have them. I'm backing away. You ain't nowhere near death. I don't need you here after death. I'm not having no kids with you because then this is going to make it even worse. Like all of this, the whole clan of y'all could go. The whole bloodline got to go. Don't talk to me. Don't text me. Don't page me. Don't write me. Don't fax me. Don't email me. I don't care. You think if she died and he called me tomorrow that I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go. No. I don't feel the same way no more. That whole situation has soured me to the entire bloodline. I don't give a fuck about none of that. If y'all got an ounce of that lady's blood in you, I don't want nothing to do with not the dog. The dog could be running loose on the street and I wouldn't pick him up. I got burnt. I'm good. I'm not the one that touches the stove twice. I'm good. I got burnt the first time. I forgot to use the pot holder. Bitch, I'm finished. Y'all got to learn when to be finished with people. Be finished. I'm finished. Stop letting people back, tippy-toe, back and forth. Why do they come back? Because you let them. They want to know if they still have access to you. That's why. Period. When they don't, they don't. When they do, it's your fault. People are liars. Everybody wants you to think something's going on with them so much more than what it is. It's not. Stop. Pay attention. If they haven't grown, they haven't changed, they're still talking the same, go away. Yeah, you don't want to learn. Don't learn the hard way. The hard way is bad, and it hurts. And why do we have to hurt to learn? Some of us have to be that way. Some of us, not have to. Some of us just are that way, hard-headed as shit. And y'all don't learn until you hurt. Okay, and you think your people don't realize that? That's why all your lessons hurt, because you are hard-headed and you don't learn. It don't have to hurt if you listen. I'm one who listens. You throw a rock at me one time to get my attention. I heard everything you said after that. And I saw where that rock landed. You're not going to be throwing rocks at me all day. No, bitch, I've seen the first one. What happened? Tell me. Sit down? Good, I'm sitting down. Pay attention to the people that your energy changes around. Everybody is not here for your highest good. Everybody is not here to be in your life forever. Some people are here just to show you a warning. Some people are here just to test to see if you've learned. No, y'all want to fall in love. Damn it, that was the test. That wasn't the one to be in love with. You missed it. No, take the blue star off his shirt. That's not why we sent him over there. You failed. F. Damn. Now you dry again. Now your phone dry. Everything's dry. Now you gotta sit down again. Yeah, they're gonna throw another one at you just to make you think. Here you go again. Surface level shit. None of the deep stuff. Is it yes, pain coming with this nigga. He gonna bring you some pain. Some people are for reasons and seasons and not a lifetime. That's right. Damn near lose your mind because you want to learn the hard way and now you mad, right? And now you over there screaming at the ancestors and they looking at you like, I'll flip all this shit over because you didn't listen. And then they'll be like, oh, well, why did they allow him? I didn't allow him. You opened the door. How are you going to say that I allowed him and you first of all, you answered the phone and you opened the door? What were we supposed to do? They are not Secret Service. They go off of what you do. If you living right, they gonna guard your gates. If you acting stupid, they sometimes gonna step back and be like, go ahead, because you're not listening. So you hurt enough. We have the Band-Aids to fix them boo-boos when you finish. But it's gonna burn for a little while, sis. You gotta listen. You gotta listen. Yeah, and y'all gotta don't be embarrassed by your mistakes. It happened. What's the worst that somebody can say? Oh, you did X, Y. So what? I did it. I'm that person. Okay, I did it. I fucked up. Okay, and what? Now what? Where do we go from here? It was a mistake. Okay, I ain't mean it. I learned. What did I learn? I learned not to do it again. I learned that I should go left instead of right. I learned that I got to put myself first. I learned that I got to listen to the signs. I know I got to pay attention to the people. I know that I have to ask more questions. And I know that if I don't have my ancestral line set up the way I was supposed to be doing and stop ignoring my spiritual gifts, that they wouldn't have let that shit hit me the way that it hit me. But because I was being a hardhead, because I wasn't paying attention to spirit, and because I was trying to live my human existence and not take hold of my gifts and walk my path and do what my contract signed, sealed, and delivered said, they let me catch that. And they let me catch it in a way that only someone like me with my crazy rah-rah shit, they was like, it gotta hurt for her. And it gotta be a wall. Because I respond to wall. Little scraps, I don't care about that shit. But you come for my life? I was like, oh, this bitch means business. She flew to where? They was like, I don't even know what kind of animal this is, but it is humongous and it has horns. I was like, bitch, did she go and get the North Pole and get Rudolph or one of them? Like, she got what the fuck? That bitch was not playing with me. She wanted me out of here. Out of here. I say this all the time. We learn these things and we go through these things so that we have the ability, the information, the knowledge, and the experience to tell people how did you make it through that? What did you do? What did you have to do? First of all, I had to strengthen myself and my ancestors, right? That bitch had an antelope. I swear to God, Brian, it had to be an antelope. Because I was sitting there, they were trying to depict to me what the picture of it was, and they could not tell. They was like, I was like, is it a bull? They was like, no. I was like, what country? I got questions. They was like, you're asking the wrong questions. And I was like, okay. That's why when people be like, oh, they talking, can I go to the pot? And I'm like, bitch, do you understand that this bitch bought an antelope for me? And y'all talking about going to somebody's pot? And I'm looking at somebody said, nobody cares about that. Spirit don't care about that. There's much worse people out here than somebody saying something about you. Okay? That ain't the real nitty gritty. We go there when it gets rough like that. Word of mouth? Nobody cares. You only give that life if you give it life. If you laugh at it and tell these people that they stupid and going about your business, that shit don't serve nobody. I don't care. And don't be telling me all the time what somebody said about me, because I need to know now why you talking to them. Why you know so much about what they said. What you said. That's what I want to know. I want to know what you said. People is fake as fuck. Y'all enemies are not your enemies. It's these so-called friends that are your real enemies and y'all don't even know it. Y'all ain't paying attention. Listen, y'all ain't paying attention. So start paying attention so that y'all can identify these fake people and get them out of your space. Because ain't nothing but a bunch of energy vampires out here that like to siphon your energy, use you, leave you drained, take all that they can from you and give nothing unto you. That's a problem. I don't do that. You can't give me nothing. I can't give you nothing. Unless you paying me, right? Unless I'm doing a reading, you paying me. It's a business transaction. That's it. Friendship, relationship, partnership, any of that ship, something with a ship at the end of it, what I get? Baby, them friends be the snakes and you're going like nobody's business. Stop telling them all your business. Stop telling them the personal business about you and your man. Oh, no. Especially not the broken down ones. Especially the ones that hate their baby daddies and all of that other kind. No. I'm not going to nobody that has broken relationships and come on, you know this. You call this person your friend. You know that she's a problem. I'm not going to you with my problems. For what? This is not gossip. I don't need to just get it off my chest. If you can't help me get to the bottom of some shit, and tell me when my face is dirty, bitch. If it's me, tell me that. Is it me? I do that all. You know how many times I do a self-check? Oh, listen. I go to the most sensitive person I know and be like, hey, because I'm rough, right? And I'd be like, listen, come, listen. And I spit it. And I'd be like, am I wrong? And they'll be like, yes or no. If they tell me yes, I'm wrong, you think that I'm going to sit there and argue with them and say no? I'm not wrong. Bitch, I asked you because I know that you're more sensitive than I am. So if I am going to check my ego and check myself, then I have to say that the person that I asked that is balanced in energy, softer than I am in my delivery to things, in the way that I perceive things, like this is a different energy from me altogether. I am hot water, roughier than just stick me in a jungle somewhere, right? Okay. She is not that person. So if I go to this person and I say X, Y, and Z, and they say, well, you know, you could have said it like this, or I can see how, I got to take that person's word. I went to them for a reason. I'm not going to argue with them, right? I now am going to look at it from their perspective because they see things differently from me. And if I can see the middle ground of that, then that makes me a better person because now I can understand as many people as I could without putting my own feelings in the middle of it, understanding how to communicate with people that are different from me better, where they can understand me. See, I don't speak to just be heard. I need you to understand what I said. If you understand what I said, then you can take it and do something with it. I don't want you just hearing me. I don't talk to be heard. I talk to be understood. So when I speak to you, you understand what I'm saying and you can do something with what I'm saying. So bloodline, ancestral, I understand. So when you meet someone across the continent, you feel an ancestral pull. Does that make sense? When you meet someone across the continent and you feel an ancestral pull, what do you mean? I don't understand the question. Is it a family member that you're feeling, or are you talking about a possible mate? I'm trying to understand what you're perceiving as the ancestral pull. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them. If anybody wants me to pull a card or two, or just ask the question, listen, y'all do that general message thing. My people be like, just ask the question, because you already know what the question is that you want. So if you ask us, we can just answer it and move faster. Hi, Boy Venus. When the person that shares their ancestral things, are they related in a spiritual world? That shares your ancestral feelings? You know how many people can tap into your energies to feel to see what you're feeling and say that they feel the same thing? Witches, we do that. I had a girl sit in my house and she was talking to me and she started talking about her head, and I could tell her where her head was hurting because, bitch, I started feeling it. I'm not related to her. That was just spirit letting me know the point and where her pain is residing in her head, so that when we get to the cleansing part, we know exactly where the issue started as far as body-wise. And now spiritually, when we clean up, we know where we got to focus on. And then we did the reading to find out why it's happening. So it's people can tap into your energies all the time. It doesn't mean that they're related to you in a spiritual world. I don't understand the spiritual world relation. I'm a little bit confused as to what you're referencing. We have had plenty of people on this life, right, currently now, that were related to us in a past life. You don't feel nothing's the same. You don't feel that shit. Spirit tells you y'all was related in the past life. You be like, oh, okay. I might have liked her in the beginning, or I might have been comfortable with her in the beginning, but that don't got nothing to do with this lifetime at all whatsoever. In another life, we was related. In this life, bitch, you crazy. Happened, seen it, watched it, laughed at it, and kept it pushing. That was that life. In this life, you're stupid as hell. I don't care that we was related in another life. I'm still going over here. You go over there, I'm going to go over here. You ain't got me, and they share your ancestral feelings. Well, if they're not part of your ancestral line, how are they sharing your ancestral feelings? Why are they tapping into your ancestral feelings for your bloodline, and they're not reading you, and you haven't authorized them to give you a reading? Why are they tapping into your energies to try to figure out what's going on with your bloodline? That shit don't make no sense to me. I got 10 more questions. Listen, you know what is going on? What's really good? I don't understand that. For me to tap in and feel anything from your ancestral, anything, I'm reading you. Or I'm sitting here doing this with the open forum, Misa style. Like, I'm reading you. For me to tap into you, to get in I'm reading you. Why is she reading you? You better shut low. You have no gates pulled. You just let people in. Stop letting all these strays in. Stop trusting everybody. Anybody that says anything spiritual, I be looking at, you can't come into my shit, start talking spiritual me off the rip. I don't care how much spiritual shit I talk on here. You gotta come at me just a little bit, like, first of all, greet me correctly. Right? And then, but why are you giving permission? So you gave them permission. For what reason, though? Because if you gave them permission and they are tapping into your ancestors, they're just there to give you information and back off. She shouldn't be feeling that stuff and all of that other kind of stuff later. When that reading is over, you tell the ancestors, cut that bitch's access. Shut it down. Close the gate. And anytime she try to look over here again, poke her in her third eye. Because people be nosy. And you let them in one time and they think that they can come back all the time and try to tell you little stuff and get in your pocket. I'll poke your eye out. You bet not look back over here if you don't have permission. People be doing that. So don't open your, and be mindful. There is no such thing as we feeling the same ancestral stuff. You open up yourself for a reading. She should be feeling it in that moment because she's opening up herself to feel it. When that shit closes down, she shouldn't be feeling nothing else. When that candle get blown out and that water glass get poured out, that's it. Sometimes the ancestors will come back around and be like, "Ski you, you forgot to say X, Y, and Z." But then they leave. It's a quick message and out. Ain't no chilling here so that we feel, nah. No. That's not how we work. That's not how we supposed to be working. Talking you, oh my muerto. Yeah, nah, you're not going to be just trying to pull no messages and throw it up and talk. Nah, B, I asked you one reading. One. When your candle blew out and we hit end, that was it, sis. You bet not come back telling me no nothing they said and I want money for... I asked you for one reading. How did you get the rest of that information? Now I want to know specifically who said it. So I'll go check with my people to see if they told you that. Because 9 times out of 10, it's bullshit at that point. Don't be feeling my ancestors after I done left. No, for what? Why would my ancestors be near you? They don't know you. The only time that happens, if it's somebody that's trusted like myself, who I've done a reading and they'll come back later like you forgot to tell her X, Y, and Z and bounce. Even for Madamas, I asked because I was told something that they were upset at me, but I'm at the boulder and I don't be feeling that. It depends on what it was. What were they up? Did it rationally make sense that they would be upset with you for the reason that they said? This is where the common sense comes into play, right? And if they are the ones who are reading tarot cards, you need to go flip a couple of cards and see what they're talking about. See what energy they're giving you. Does it make sense to the reason why this person said that they will be upset in the way that you're living your life and what you're doing? Because when the ancestors, the Madamas stand up for you and they're mad, your life is in chaos. You have no structure. You don't have no boundaries. You're not doing half the shit you're supposed to be doing. You're letting people run in and out of your life. You're not focused. You have nothing going on for you the way you're supposed to be going to. So they're about to shut all of the outside shit down and make you sit down on your hands by yourself in your house and focus on you. Hell no. But she swears up and down, and it wasn't through a reading. She just asked, what do you mean she just asked the muerto? Who's muerto? They like to say that I asked the muerto. Bitch, who? What muerto? When? You asked them what? Was they mad at me for what? Stop listening to these crazy people. I need more than that. Hers who is still who? When I do these readings, y'all see me, I sit here, I'm talking to one of my 32,000 Madamas, one of my Gitanas, one of my Indios, one of my, I got people that I'm straight talking to. Young Muerto told you that my Madama was upset with me for what? Did you ask? What? Why? And if it doesn't coincide with what's going on in your life and you know it's bullshit, then I'm all the way not talking to you no more about nothing spiritual. But go over there and talk to them and see what they're doing. You at the boulder, you got their cards. Tell them, this bitch said X, Y, and Z. Call her name out, tell her what they say, pull the cards and see what flips over. If you see something on that card that's like somebody's line, you know how to read your cards. You should know how to read your cards as to who cards it is. For them to give you the energy to tell you yay or nay. It's not true. But you also know the reason why she said that they were upset with you. Does that reason make sense? People play too much. They say all kinds of things because they hear people saying it and they know, that it's attractive. But is it true? Not all the time. It's not always true. We have to use this is the thing. People say trust your gut all the time. You have to be able to decipher when your gut is telling you that it's a no or it's a yes. Because your gut will activate two different ways. Sometimes it's a yes. Sometimes it's a no. You got to be able to understand the energies and feel the energies around you when the difference of the energy is telling you a yes to a no. This is where they're sitting there and asking the question. Sometimes you need to ask them a question that you know is going to be a no so that you can see what it comes out as, so to understand what a no feels like from them. A lot of us will go to our energies and go over there, oh, I just want the yeses. But how do you know what a no feels like? You gotta know what a no feels like too, because they love to get. They can. When I say I keep a hot pocket of no's, so do my people. They don't give a rat's ass about what I want. They know what I need at all times. So you gonna do what you're supposed to do and sit down and eat it and shut up and love it. And if you don't love it, you better act like you love it. And I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna act like I love it. The longer I act like I love it, eventually I'll start to love it. For real. What you gonna do? I still want to know. I got more questions. Y'all be bringing up stuff and then they like, but who is this bitch? My people's is nosy. Oh my God. Spirit is nosy. Like, it ain't even funny how nosy they are. I love them, though, because that nosiness, baby, they get all the information and serve it like tea. They be like, you thirsty? I'll be like, always. What we drinking today? Business. Talk to me. Facts. Stop being scared of spirit. They're not going to show up looking like skeletons. They're not going to show up looking crazy. This is the thing. I've seen where energies and ancestors and stuff haven't gotten the proper elevation and the proper energy, and they need more, right? Even spirit guides need more energy, something fed, something, in order for them to no longer give the appearance of dishevelment. I'm gonna use disheveled, right? When they get the energy that they require from you, their appearance changes because they have more energy, they have more strength, they have more power to now appear to you in their more refined appearance state, right? How they look before they were, worked over or whatever happened to them, or if they died bad, for them to be able to come to you in a decent appearance. Sometimes, if you're not doing the work, they will come to you looking a little sickly. As you do more work with them, as you elevate more, as you grow more, as you start to be more spiritual, their appearance gets better. Their appearance changes. They are strong enough, they have enough energy now to change their facade. You ever see those movies and the witches, the old witches, they be 772,000 million years old, right? They eat the kid and now they look young again, right? They got sustenance. They took what they needed in order to make them be able to have the strength and the ability to give you the appearance of them looking young again. That was the state that they like to be in. That's how they all usually come through. They need the force and the energy flow in order for them to not look like the 800,000-year-old witch. It's the same thing with the regular spirits that you work with and walk around you, right? The ones that died, your family members, if they died and they were sickly or any of those types of things, and they come to you and they're starting to look sickly, that means that they need more. That means that they need more light, they need more water, they need more energy, they need more elevation. If you do the work, their appearance gets better. It does not stay in that sickly looking position. They will start to appear to you if they show up, or in your dreams, they will show up to you in their healthy state. It may even be a younger state of what they were that you weren't even used to seeing. But if you looked at old pictures, you know that was great-grandma. And for me, as I did more of the work, the vision of them, their voice was easier to tap into. Yes, all of that. It's easier for you to connect. It builds the connection as a whole. So the energy that you're giving off and the energy that they're able to exude is like a better Wi-Fi signal. The closer you get to the tower, the easier it is for you to connect to the internet. Same thing. The closer you get to them, the easier it is for you to connect. You just got to think of it that way. I'm doing this every day. I'm talking to them. Every day I'm doing something with them. Every day. So there's no way that I'm over here every day talking to my spirits and nobody going to talk back at some point. Nobody's going to give me no message. No, nah, that's not how that works. Even the ugliest man will try to date you for the longest time, and the nicer he is to you and the more attention he pays you, you're going to end up liking him. It happened to me before. He was not attractive at all whatsoever. And he paid me so much attention, and he was such a nice guy, and he was so persistent, and I was like, let me just date him. It worked out for a little while, but it wasn't the end all be all. But I learned something from that. I learned that sometimes it's not always what you see. It goes beyond that. So that whole I have a type thing, I don't have a type. No. How's your energy? You know my type is your energy better be right, and you got to smell like some type of melanin. Those are my types. Energy right, good character, and melanated. That's it. Or you got to talk Spanish in my ear, some shit like that. We good. That's my type. Appearance and all. No, I don't care about that. How good are you going to be to me? How nice are you going to be to me? I've dated some of the if you looked at them on first glance, my friend was like, what the fuck? And I'll be like, just wait. She'd be like, I get it now. I'll be like, I keep telling y'all, don't be looking off the cuff talking about, oh, I don't care what people say about nobody that I be with or none of that kind of stuff. I know what I like about somebody. You can't tell me what I like. I don't care what he look like. This is not why I'm dating him because of what he look like. I'm dating him because he treats me amazing. I'm dating him because he is nice to me. I'm dating him because he knows how to treat a woman. He opens my car doors. He pulls out my chairs. He does all of those types of things for me. And for me, it takes a while, but now they communicate more often in dreams. That's because you still need more time to sit there and try to use your cards. You have to open up different ways of communication for them. Using your cards, sitting with your herbs, learning. Listen, this is what happens with me, and this is always what happens with me. When I be going to make baths and herbs and stuff, I don't be knowing where I'm starting off with this stuff ever. I don't be knowing. Sometimes they'll tell me one herb. That one herb, as I open the book and start looking to see what I have, it is an internal knowing that pulls me towards something in my house that'll make me look at it and say, oh, this will go too. And then it's like just shots of thoughts of what I can use to put it together to the point when I be like, let me count and see how many I got. If I'm working with my dad, it'll be 9. If I'm working with Chola or Oshun, it'll be 5. I'll use like stuff like that. If it depends on who I'm working with, what number I'll end up, and it'll always stop at that number. Always. And I'll be like, I got enough. Once I stop and I walk away, that's them. And I understand that I didn't go in there with the intention to use this herb. I went in there to get basil, right? I knew that I had basil, so I wasn't aiming at the basil. When I looked to the right, I saw the Portioso, and they was like, add that too. Here we go. I know that this works with this. Well, what else y'all got? And then I start talking to them out loud. What else we got? How many more of these do I need? I am verbal. It don't be nobody in here but me and them. Even if there are people in here, I talk to my spirits out loud. And then somebody be like, what you said? I be like, I'm not talking to you. I don't care that you be like, oh, she look crazy. I know that I'm talking to people that hear me. It ain't you. Mind your business. I'm talking to them. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about nobody else in the house. This is between you and them. When y'all shut away the caring of it all, how you look of it all of those things get stripped away. Hey, Jess, all of that, it makes it so much easier for spirit to flow and communicate with you. When you have that, I don't care about the outside world. It is me and y'all. Let's do it. It flows so much easier. That takes away all of the blocks and the walls that you've placed up. That keeps them from being able to get to you closer. That keeps them from being able to get the information to you closer. Yeah, you got to, because they start to talk back. Somebody's always asking me about communication and talking to them, but they talk in their heads. I'm like, but if you don't understand that they're giving you the information in your head, that's the only way you're communicating with them. How about you talk out loud? Maybe once in a while you'll get it out loud. Maybe you'll get it so loud that in your head, but it sounds like it's out loud. The more you do, it's like with children and pets. You got to train them and teach them, right? They are in the training and teaching process with you. They know how to talk. It's you that don't know how to use your stuff. They know how to use their stuff. They're training you. So you have to help them train you into what works with them. Don't be scared to try things with them. Don't be scared to sit there with them. Don't be scared to, when you give them certain things and you want to like, for instance, young lady sent my lady a fan, and she's like, I've never seen you in there with your fan. And I'm like, I'm not picking up her fan. First of all, I've almost gotten mounted on live way too many times. If I pick up their personal items, that's like an open call to tell her to come sit in my chair, in my body. I'm not doing that. Like, come Kofi. I'm not doing that. Not on live. They don't care about this camera. And then when she starts, no. That's for personal, me size, one-on-ones, that type of stuff, not on live. So I'm not going to pick that up because I know what that's going to do. She's like, you got my fan. No. I'll touch her cards because she understands that I'm going to read her cards. I touch her fan. That's her fan. So I might as well just fan it and let her rip through here. I'm not doing that. I can hear her from there. I'm good. No, ma'am. But y'all got to realize that sometimes you do have to touch their things when you're in your house and you're trying to communicate and grow closer to them. That you pick up their stuff. You wear their, not what you give to them, but when I buy something for them, normally I'll buy something similar of it for myself, right? And wear it for myself so that she understands that, oh, she look like me, she got my stuff on. It's me time. It's me and her. We about to do it together. She got on her uniform. She got on her outfit. And not only does she see it, but I'm telling her, you see what I got on? Come on. It's me and you. Let's do it. Right? You got to have the type of conversations with them in order for them to understand what you're doing. They see it. They get it. But talk to them. That's where the communication and stuff starts to come in at. Straight up talking to them to see what's good. Sometimes you got to pay attention to what gets knocked over, what they don't like, all of that kind of stuff. Case in point. I'm in the liquor store. I buy some their regular stuff, right? I'm put this sparkling champagne stuff. I see it, right? I didn't know who wanted it, but I bought it anyway, right? Gave it to one of my ladies. I'm setting up. I knock it over. She don't want it. You think I'm gonna go pick it up and pour it again for her? She was like, I don't want that, right? But what we finna do, I want what you drinking. So give me that. When I went to clean up the floor and all of that other kind of stuff, I gave her the other stuff. Do you think she knocked that glass over? Absolutely not. No, she didn't. That's the one she wanted. The bottle is for the, after she knocked it over and I went to walk past the other energy, she was like, that was mine. I was like, oh shit. I don't know. Tell me sometimes. You know, sometimes we think we be knowing, but I know that somebody wanted it, so I brought it home. I tried one. She kicked the fucking glass over. She was like, I don't want that. I didn't get mad. I didn't say, oh, shit. I didn't say nothing. I cleaned it up. I picked it up. As I walked past the other energy, she was like, I wanted that. I was like, you got it, mama. Simple as that. There wasn't a big... Nobody stood up and said, oh, no. She kicked it over. She knocked it over. That let me know she didn't want it. Was it oh, I don't want this type of thing? No, I looked at it and I looked at her and she was like, It was like, okay. I pay attention to the small details. If you can catch their small shit, then their big shit is like, I know it was her. I know what it was. I know what the message was, and I'm going to ride with that. If I'm not sure, I'll jot it down, walk away from it, and tell that energy, I am going to walk away from this. If it is you, put it on repeat for me. I'm going to go turn around and I'm going to do something else. I will disassociate myself with any of it, go and do something completely different, and that thought will come back on repeat. Because I asked her to do that for me. They are able to do that for you. Thank you. That is, yeah, that's the same author. Music is a big thing, right? I noticed that the more that I find, because I'll look for the energies that I have, and I'll find a song that was written straight up for them, and I'll play it. And if it's in a different language, I'll learn the song in that language to sing to them. That is an exchange of energy from me and them that helps me get a little bit closer. It's a vibration. It's a familiar song. It's a familiar rhythm and a beat and all of that kind of stuff with them. African-based traditions, The drums and the songs and the verbiage and all of that is a language. It's not just a song. It is a language. Most of it is an incantation. A lot of it is all of that kind of stuff. So in understanding what your voice is doing when you're singing this to them, you understand why they are responsive to simple song. Mason jars have been popping their lids, so now I know they want me to make it. Absolutely. Put some. Why are we empty, yo? We done told you already. You got the jars sitting here and they're empty. They straight up opening your jars like, sis, what we doing? You want to put something in here or nah? You bought them to be empty jars on the counter or nah? Absolutely, that's what that means. And you know, I ain't have to tell you what that meant. If you see, you weren't even thinking about it like that. But that's straight up, yes. That's what you bought them for. And that's a perfect example of not really paying attention, but when it does kick, it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that? It's a lot of that. This game and learning spirit, it'd be a lot of that. And it's okay. Don't be like, oh, I'm so stupid. I should have known. No, you listen, you're learning like everybody else. But now you understand how they do certain things, how they can manipulate and maneuver certain things. You didn't even know that they could pop the tops off your mason jars. But they did, didn't they? And you know goddamn well that it ain't hot enough, it ain't enough steam or nothing with them pop tops should be popping off. So, yes, it's them. These are the things that we got to pay attention to. These types of things. When you drop it, I have a tendency to always cold water hits my floor, right? Every morning I omi tutu my doorstep. Every morning, right? I sprinkle fresh water on a daily basis. Sometimes I'll get in front of my ancestors. They love fresh water sprinkled by them too, right? So they always got me dropping some fresh water. In those moments, I always look at their altar space to see what needs refreshing. When you sprinkle water, you're refreshing, right? So if I'm doing it and I'm doing it by any of my people, and I'm going to pay attention to what over here needs refreshing, right? 90% of the time, once I start in an area that has, say, 10 energies, right? And I start refreshing their waters, I can't get up from there without looking to my left or my right and hearing somebody say, well, since you down there. You think for a moment that I say, well, y'all water look clean, so I'm not gonna. No, I will take the rest of the whatever time I was doing and start refreshing everybody's stuff and checking everybody's stuff to make sure that it's clean and fresh. I'm not waiting for my once a week when I'm doing my altar changes. I'm not waiting for my whatever days. No, in that moment they brought my attention. Now something might be going on right now where they need a fresh receptacle, a fresh conduit to get through and get something to me, clean something off of me, get closer to me, figure out, I don't know what they be wanting it for. And my job is not to figure out the why. It is to figure out the do. You asked me for it, I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to sit and wait and see what comes of that. It's as simple as that. Pay attention to the little things. It's not always the big things. Sometimes things that seem, like I tell you all the time, if I drop a cookie, a candy, something that should not have fell, a sweet of any kind, I'm going to look at that sweet and say, who eats this? If it's everybody, guess who's getting it? Everybody's getting a piece. I don't care that I don't know off the rip who it is. Sometimes I'll know because I'll hear it. It was me. Right? It didn't start off that way. It didn't always come through that way. This is after years of dealing with them. This is after years of giving them stuff. This is after years of sitting in their face, sitting in their ear, getting on their nerves, talking to them, singing to them, bothering them, staying in their face, figuring all of that. It's not instantaneous. Takes time, takes work, takes effort, and consistency is what it takes mostly. I need y'all to be consistent. Please be consistent in your walk. Please be consistent in your growth. Please be consistent in what you're trying to do with your life. Stop letting people get you off track. Stop trying to find love when you don't know how to love yourself. Stop trying to find love when you're not healed. Stop trying to worry about love and your kids are not properly taken care of. Learn how to speak to people. Learn how to communicate with people. Learn how to discuss what it is that what you need, how you need it, who you need it from, when you need it, what way you need, all that. Talk about it. Speak your needs. Then speak your wants. It don't matter what you want if your basic needs can't be tended to. If you can't give me what I need, but you can buy me every shoe and bag in the world, that's a problem. If you need a couch and you let him buy you shoes and you take those shoes, you don't need no shoes. Are you being upfront about the things that you need? No. Are you embarrassed about the things that you need? Yes. What does that mean? You shouldn't be dating. How about that? Until you're comfortable enough with speaking your true, authentic needs to yourself first. Don't be embarrassed about the things that you need. Not want, need. Let's figure those out. What do I need? Let's start making lists of the things that I need in my life. And when you read that list and look at that list, half of that shit gonna be stupid. Cross the stupid stuff off and find good things to replace it with. Less worldly things. I need peace. I need guidance. I need stability. I need clarity of mind. I need direction. I need happiness. I need enlightenment. I need to know who I am so that I know where I'm going. I need to know where I came from. These are the things that I need. Anything other than that is blessings and gifts and extras. Remember that. I'm going to pull one card as a closing message for who needs what. See where you're going to get it from. Everybody needs a starting place, right? The starting place is making the decision to make a positive change for our lives and to start running and stop being scared and stop putting everything else in front of what we need to be doing. There is no fear if you know that you have your ancestors and your spirit guides there with you to help you take care of what you need. This is the time to observe silently, right? This is the time where people will be very deceptive in their desires and their true intentions, the reason why. This is the time where people are not doing the work that they're supposed to be doing on selves, and they'd rather deceive you than to be honest with you. If someone has been dishonest with you, you don't. I'm not dealing with a liar. That speaks to your character, and that speaks to the fact that you would rather lie to get out of something than to face something, which means that you are not good for me at all in my life. I am always I rather the truth at all times. I'm a person that you should always tell the truth to, because I could take it. I am not the type of person that you have to lie to me. Even if you did something that was crazy, it is not what you do, it's what you do afterwards, right? It is the repetition of you doing this. It is the pattern that bothers me, not that you did it. People could do things sometimes and mess up and not really get the grasp, the full extent of what they did. Check them, right? We ain't not sweeping nothing underneath the rug. Check them. I seen it. I didn't like it. You did this. This is how it affected me. I'm going to need you to do this in the future. Going forward, if that person turns around and does it again, that is a pattern. Go away. Stop letting people deceive y'all because you want to believe the best of people. Everybody ain't good. People deal from a place of weakness. And when you're dealing from a place of weakness, you do all kinds of miserable, evil, wicked things to other people because you're weak and you don't know how else to grab and to feel powerful. So in order to feel powerful, you have to shit on someone else. You have to hover over somebody else. You have to make somebody else feel worse about themselves to make you feel better about yourself. That's toxic. What do we do with toxic people? We flush them down the toilet. We don't tell them why we leaving. We don't discuss with them that we leaving. We disappear. All the way up here. I all the way disappear on toxic people. You be like, what happened? I be like, nothing. Ask me again. You're toxic. That's what happened. I don't like that you're a liar. I don't like that you have to add fucking sprinkles to stories to make it seem more than what it was. I don't deal in partial truths. I don't deal in half truths. I don't deal in holding some things and letting go of others. Nah, either you're going to be 100% real with me or you're not. You guys have got to learn patience. The ant is patient. The ant stores and gathers and all types of things so that they take and put all the food in the hole for when they don't have access to it. They hoard. They make sure that everything is there for them. This is the time for you to have patience to build. This is the time for you to grab onto the things that you are going to need and start categorizing them so that you can start dealing with things one at a time. Thank you, baby. I really appreciate your energies for trying to sit here and listen to this, and hopefully you learn something from it. Hopefully it allows you guys to not be so hard on yourselves and understand that spirit is communicating with you all the time. We just have to allow ourselves access to it. We have to allow ourselves to be removed from people that shouldn't be around us, that's blocking us. There's a lot of distractions, right? You have to remember self, right? We're not remembering ourselves when we're dealing with other people. We're not remembering ourselves at the end of the day. We're not remembering ourselves at the beginning of the day. Y'all putting too many people ahead of y'all, and that's why y'all can't get ahead. If I put you in the front of my train, you can take me wherever you want me to go. You're going to get in the back of my train. How about that? How about you ride with me? I'm not putting you ahead of me. If I'm not solid, I can't help you. So I'm going to make sure that I'm solid first. And if you chip away at everything that I'm doing, I've got to remove yourself from me. I can only tell you so many things and do so many things for you before you start to become a hindrance to me. When I feel that way, I am not going to feel guilty about cutting you off. I can only get you so far, and at some point, especially those that get big-headed and think, oh, I should be moving faster, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, that's when spirit and everybody else, they'll be like, sit down for a second and let them see if they can do it by themselves. If you're not ready, you will sink. If you're going too fast, you're going to run into something. You're going to hurt yourself. Don't go too fast thinking of where you should be instead of sitting down and taking account of where you actually are. When you're told you're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z in your path, that means that this is a time for me to figure out how do I obtain those things where they are mine for keeps. Bit by bit, step by step, little by little, we have patience with ourselves. We remember ourselves. Self. This live was about getting ourselves together. Stop putting so much emphasis on any and everybody else. It is about us. What we exude, the energy we send out is what responds, is what comes back. Is what's in our auric field, is what's around us. So if we are doing things right and something comes in that is not right, you feel it. It shifts your circle. It shifts your energy. I'll give you an example. I wasn't feeling right the other day after that man started messing with me. I realized that somebody was trying to do something mess with my business, right? So I had to go and do a job, right? Me and my egg baby, we had to go do a job. And I said to myself, this is going to make me feel better. I already know it because I'm over there and spirit is going to get so close to me that whatever is on me, when they come in here, they're going to snatch it when they go. And that's exactly what happened. After I finished singing them ancestor songs, and Edwin pushed me around a little bit and all that other kind of stuff, and the rest of the spirits was talking to me, and I came out of that place. Listen, I came out of that place on a different energy. They had taken away everything that was bothering me at that point. As minuscule as it was, as much as it what was sent was supposed to like really mess with my head. It didn't. You know why? Because I knew where to go. I knew where to take it. I took it right to Egun. They was like, you going to do this job. You going to go over here. You going to sing for us. And you're going to do what's part of your walk. That put me right back in the right energy field that I was supposed to be in. That put me right back into the right frequency that I was supposed to be in. Why? Because I didn't go and take it to a place of negativity. I didn't meet that person where they wanted me to meet them at. You know, when that they go low, we go high. I went to spirit, right? Spirit is, with mine are vibrating is higher. I'm going over there. They embraced me. They said, we gonna take you. You did not. This is about focusing my energy on what I know that I can do instead of what I should not do, right? What I can do and what I should do. What I should do is ignore stupid people, right? What I should do is not give that any energy. What I should do is not feed that shit, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to feed my energy with spirit. I'm going to put myself in spirit's hands. I know that's where my safety is. I know that I've given so much energy to them that at this point they're giving it back, right? I know that whatever's here needs to be moved, and I'm going to put myself in their lap and let them take care of it. And that's exactly what I did. I came skipping out of that room. Like nothing ever happened. Like I didn't remember none of that other kind of stuff, and I felt so good. I felt so whole. I felt restored and refreshed. Like I had a cleansing or something, and I was singing. They was like, yeah, you singing and we cleaning, heifer. I put myself in the right frame of mind, the right place, and did not forget all of my tutelage, all of my knowledge, all of the things that I have gone through and stepped in and cleaned off and all of that other kind of stuff. In your toughest moments is when you have to rely on, where did I start? What were my steps? Don't let anger, people, anything outside throw you off of your target, off of your trajectory, off of your path. That is why there is stuff sometimes is allowed to hit you, to see how it's going to shake you, to see what are you going to do with it. If you pay it too much attention, your energy gets shifted that way and now you in it. If you ignore it and lean on spirit and you allow your ancestors and your spirit guides to take care of it for you, watch how fast it moves. You know why? You're not feeding your energy that way. You're feeding your energy towards them. They're going to take that energy and use it to your highest good. Always. It may not be cleaned up in that moment. Time, patience, and you allow them to get you to where you need to be. If their help in that moment is not going to be enough, you stay the course. They're going to find you that help. You don't get in your own way. Y'all have the tendency to get in your own ways. Stop doing that. Let spirit do what spirit does. Sometimes it be quiet just to see what you're going to do in those moments. In those moments, you should be reading. In those moments, you should be giving your energy towards learning something. In those moments, you should be redirecting yourself. All of that. You are in total control of yourself. If you cannot be in control of yourself, then you cannot control anything outside of you. My control over myself is what has been my saving grace. I was uncontrollable and a wild child for plenty of years of my life. And that shit ain't do nothing but allow other people's energy to pull me into their fucking cyclone of bullshit. When I decided to say, me, ancestors. In that order. Everything changed for me. Outside of me is second. But I'm first. When I say I'm first, that does not mean that I'm selfish. That means that I'm making sure that I am okay. I am solid. I am grounded. I am head up, feet down, right side up. I am clean. I am vibrating at the right frequency. I am connecting with my energies and my spirits, and I'm asking for clarity. I'm not begging for money. I'm not begging for love. I'm not begging for all of the worldly dumb stuff. My focus is right. My ego is checked. My energy is right. They will make a way. If you are missing any part of any of these things, sit down with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what you are not doing, about what you are not there's no structure, about your foundation, about why you're trying to rush to do things that is not for you. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and do what's good for us. That's what we worrying about right now, us. How do I get me to be at my optimal capacity, right? I got to work on me. Listen, sometimes we got to look at us and say, I'm a bitch. I ain't mean to be a bitch. I'm going to stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. It's okay. You can stop. It's okay. You can stop. You can stop. Just stop. What's triggering me? What's making me angry? What's causing me to be this way? Let's look at the reasons. Let's address them. Let's identify them. Y'all should have books on books on books at this point, writing down stuff to get y'all in the right frame of mind about what's going on with y'all lives. If you can't look at it yourself and be objective to pinpoint what's fucked up about you, then you got a long way to go. I had to look at myself to figure out I was Queen Pop-Off. I will pop off in a minute. You can't say nothing to me crazy. I'm losing my shit. Now, I don't care. Just watch how you, so you can say anything, just watch how you talk to me. If I let it affect me, that means that there's truth to what you're saying. I don't believe half the stuff people say to me. I don't care. You think my spirits don't check me? Yeah, they do all day, every day. If they send somebody else to check me on some shit, I'm going to go ask them, is this right? And if they say yes, then it's a yes. You think I'm going to argue it? No. Listen, nobody's without fault. We're humans. Everybody has that human aspect still left to them where things, you misstep sometimes. It's okay. As long as you don't step off course and stay off course. Get back on course. That's the beauty of life. You're able to step out sometimes and all you need is something to say, all right, let me get my life back together. And you jump right back in. This is my jam. Keep that energy about what you're going to be doing right for your life, and Spirit is going to make sure that they have you backed up at all times. Keep music playing in your houses. If you have a solemn household and things are just not happy, you got to find ways to make yourself happy, or at least make yourself at peace, right? People think that you're supposed to be laughing all day and that's where happiness is. Happiness is children and a mate. No, that's not what happiness is, because most people that are in those situations are not at peace. Peace above all else. I could do a lot more with peace. Everything else stems from a peaceful place, not chaos, not anything else. If I'm at peace with myself, then I know that anything that's coming over that's going to disrupt my peace doesn't feel good to me, and it's automatically out of here. That protects my peace. There is no, I got to learn how to deal with this. No, I don't got to learn how to deal with you. Why? Why I got to learn how to deal with you? No. That's not your child. You got to learn how to deal with your kids, not other adults. You got to learn how to be the best version of you, and then those that are just not right, they're going to automatically go away. You're not going to want to be around them. They're not going to want to be around you, and that's going to be the end of that. Boundaries. Y'all got to learn boundaries. Boundaries for others and boundaries for self. This is all about what y'all are not doing. Y'all are not setting boundaries. Y'all are not taking care of yourselves enough. Y'all are worrying about the other people. Y'all worrying about all the wrong things. And nobody's giving enough to what they're supposed to be given. Boundaries. You know what a good boundary is? The word no. That's a sentence in itself. I don't got to explain to you why I said no. You don't have to. Who said? Where's that written? I got to tell you why I said no. It's a hot no. When you tell your kids no, you tell them because I said so. Everybody gets the same thing. Hey, Chamo. Everybody gets the same thing. No. I don't have to explain my no's to you. It is what it is. I gave you a no because I gave you a no. If you wish to explain your no's to people, then by all means, but y'all don't got to. Stop feeling so compelled to have to for other people. No. That's not what we doing. That's not what we're doing. We are living for us. We are making sure that what we are doing is going to sustain us, that it's going to help us grow, that it's going to help us to get these machines working the way that they need to be working right now, not yesterday. If not today, then damn it, when? Y'all dragging y'all feet and all of that other kind of shit. Stop dragging your feet. Yeah, no, at work, girl, bye. That was my favorite place to tell somebody no. When I was working in corporate America, the bosses would be like, no, that's not in my job description. Read your union books, read your paperwork, and when you got hired, these are the things that you were hired for. Don't be bringing me nobody else's job. That's not what I'm paid for. And I am one that would bust out a printout in a hot second that told you my job function. It is not what you asking me for. Am I getting extra money for this? Then don't ask me to do extra. Absolutely not. You're not doing any of my work. The answer is no. They stopped asking me a lot. They knew I was the one that was going to tell them no. And they knew I had something to back it up. I don't care. I said no. My paperwork says that I don't have to. Cycles and rhythms. Y'all got to pay attention to the cycles and the rhythms of your bodies, your energy levels, and y'all emotions. Y'all are not paying attention to none of that kind of stuff. Right now is an emotional time. Right now, the universe, the energies is doing a bunch of stuff. Pay attention to when these shifts and these changes happen. When you start feeling this, clean yourself. What is we always do? We always go back to square one. We start at A all the time. What is A? We clean ourselves. That's how we start off any and everything when we don't feel us on target. When something feeling a little funky, we start with a cleaning. Clean yourself. All the time. Go clean yourself. Please. If you can't get clarity or calmness or grounding or any of the things if you're still mucky and gucky and dirty and vibrating and picking up on energies and holding on to energies and all of that other kind of stuff. Strip it away and start anew. You clean your baby's pampers when they piss and take a shit. Clean yourself. Clean yourself before going to bed. Clean yourself when you get up in the morning. That one wash a day, unless you're living in a third world country, cut that shit out. You need to be washing at least in the morning and at night. With the world is the way that the world is right now, sometimes regular water is just as cleansing, and sometimes that's all we need to get us back. Balance, enough. Wash your asses. Clean your sheets. There's no reason why you don't change your sheets enough. There's no reason why you're not changing your pillowcases and your comforters and all of that stuff is not being washed on a continuous, regular basis. Some people, y'all are just nasty. I've seen a lot of nasty people. And if I can smell your clothes when you walk around me, you're nasty. Go and wash yourself a little bit more. Change your deodorant. Figure out that natural deodorant shit, bitch, you better have one in your pocket to apply multiple times a day. There is no such thing as I use natural deodorant and it's only in my house and I only use it when I leave my house in the morning. That motherfucker take 5 applications minimal a day, depending on how hot it is and where you working and how much you sweating. Please. Clean yourselves more frequently, please. Yeah, the energy's been crazy. Everybody needs to pay attention and cleanse yourselves. Understand what's going on around you. Pay attention to the people that you're allowing around you and know when it's time to go. Stop trying to love everybody. Everybody doesn't deserve your love. Everybody don't even know how to accept or to handle your love. Make sure that the one you love can accept it and handle what you have to offer. But don't be coming in there all fucked up. Like, come healed. No, you know you're not healed. Don't be playing with people feeling and emotion and messing with people's kids. Heal yourself first before you start trying to deal and date somebody else. It's not fair to that person. Don't do that. We take care of home. Take care of home. Stop worrying about outside. You take care of home. Your household needs improvement. It's improving. But you need a healthy change so that you can make sure that you take care of home. Yeah. So essentially a spiritual ass cleaning. Yes, all the time. All the time. Please clean yourselves. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? I'm about to go. Why is this not charging? I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. I'm going to save this live. That was the basic message for the collective. It's all, tonight was about y'all. Taking care of y'all. Stop worrying about other people. Stop worrying about who said what. Nobody cares about who said what. Talk is just talk. Anybody can say whatever they want. Does it have merit? No. Look at who it's coming from. They have no grounds to stand on. Give them nothing. Don't let them siphon your energy. Don't let them take you out of character. Don't let them drag you low. Don't let them pull you into a battle that brings them attention, because in the end of the day, that's all they want is somebody's attention. And they'll use you to get the attention, and they don't care. So if you take your power back from that, it stops it. Let them go someplace else and try to siphon attention from someplace else. You shut off all accesses to it, like I do. I've told you, I've shared my story, and you see how it worked out for me. I don't tell you nothing that I don't do myself. You know what I'm saying? So it works. You give your ancestors and your spirit guides the proper energy to work with, and let them work with you. You work with them. You work on you. I thank you all for your patience. I thank you all for your time and your energy. Vein House, you asked me about a book or something. Don't forget to DM me. I remember. But DM me anyway, okay? Because I'll get off here and 2 minutes later they'll wipe my brain. So thank you guys, everybody, for being here tonight. Peace and blessings, everybody. Good night.